Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11.
Well, welcome into another episode of Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. I'm Ben Iman. Joining me tonight is Saxon Hop. Saxon Hop, Garage Force Night presented by Clean 425. We've got a lot of action.
Yeah, we got late models, we got youth Hornets, Hornet Dash for cash tonight. What's that all about?
Yeah, there's a lot for everyone. We're throwing a little bit something different tonight at the back end of the program. You are going to love it. We are going to start, however, with the Speedway Chevrolet Pro late models. We're running them up first. The day has been terrible. It was dumping water everywhere. We are magically somehow getting the track dry and getting this race in, so we're going to enjoy the fact that we are even seeing them tonight. On the pole starting for tonight is the 06, the rookie, Dempsey Graham out of Duval in the Duraflaps custom mud flap car, starting next to Kyle Lang in the 33 out of Snohomish in the Cagnite marketing agency car. Chad Fitzpatrick pilots the 12 out of Lake Stevens, the trademark RCS machine, next to Haley Constance in the 78 out of Snohomish, sponsored by Central Welding Supply.
The 00 Hero, that's Naima Lang out of Linwood, J&R Trucking. The 2 is Mike Marthaler Jr. out of Everett, Direct Carpet Cleaning. And 54 is Trace Thompson, all the way from West Richland, Bombshell Espresso.
Yeah, Trace Thompson making his season debut here at the Super Speedway of the West in that 54. Another Joe's Chassis entering the field, obviously bringing us to 3 total, and we're going to come off turn 4. Lang gets a little squirrely, but gets a great jump. Green flag racing, 50 laps on the docket, and Kyle Lang's going to jump to an early lead.
How about Kyle Lang at 33 Chevrolet? He's been fast in practice and qualifying all day long. We didn't have practice. It was a practice and qualifying session because of the rain.
Yeah, typically the drivers get 2 sets of practices that are about 10 or so minutes long, plus a qualifying session. All of that was scrapped. It was about an 11.5-minute session. Not really an official qualifying, but Naima Lang was the quick time in that, pulling the invert. Will come from further back as Lang really using up those track limits, trying to muscle around the rookie Dempsey Graham. And Kyle Lang leads the first handful of laps here, followed by Haley Constance and Chad Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Naima was our winner last time out. Constance, who won 3 races back-to-back, would get back on top after finishing second last time out.
Yeah, it's the point battle here is really tight as we'll go on board with the number 78 herself, Haley Constance, trying to run down Kyle Lang. The point battle between these two was dead even coming into the day, Saxon Hop. And in a season like this, it's going to be really tight because here's what they come in up following this. They've got 2 flat 25 points races. That is the Mark Galloway Shootout, and that is the Summer Shootout as part of the Summer Showdown weekend. They'll have 2 points-paying races in between those. One just a typical 3/8 lap, regular race, and one the Central Welding Supply 125, the longest race of the year on the 3/8, and then we're to championship night. So there's really no room for error, and when it's 1, 2, 4 points here and there, it all is going to make a difference at the end of the year. So I'm sure Haley Constance would love to get back to that top step.
So basically what you're saying is this is crunch time before the big races.
It's weird because we're in June, and we're already talking about who's going to win a title in September. But that is just how the cookie crumbles here for the Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Models. Kyle Lang hugging the bottom the best he can. Last year's Washington State Rookie of the Year for NASCAR is trying to hang on from Haley Constance. Right now, Dempsey Graham, your leader in that competition for 2026. So Kyle Lang trying to show his improvement in new colors this year. Saw him take the first couple of weeks off when tour racing to open the year, but has been back home here at the Super Speedway of the West. Also understand he's graduating high school coming up, so congratulations to Kyle Lang as he's leading here from Constance and Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Chad Fitzpatrick, 12C machine, still searching for that first win. He's been close. He's tired of being the bridesmaid in this division so far this year.
Yeah, for sure. Constance darts to the inside. Lang left the bottom open, and she clears easily in the apex of 1 and 2. New race leader Haley Constance, and Chad Fitzpatrick's trying to get the nose in on the 33. He's got to get a move on. Here comes Naima Lang. This they can't let for Fitzpatrick and for Fitzpatrick and Naima Lang. They can't let this happen. They can't let Haley Constance get the open clean air and run away. As right now Fitzpatrick might drop off the podium as Naima Lang trying to work the outside groove.
Yeah, Chad Naima, this battling really affects him. It allows Haley to get more in front and allows Kyle to maintain second position.
Side by side, these two are really a tight racing between 2 tough competitors. They're going to race each other clean. Fitzpatrick kind of getting all the car cleaned up after it was damaged and scarred as it went tour racing out in Wenatchee earlier in the year, and finally gets the neon back on the front bumper. He was telling me this Naima Lang car, a mid-season build, has been nowhere else but this 3-8 oval. Whoa,
big bobble.
That is a rare shake in the middle of a corner out of a driver's experience like Nema Lang.
Yeah, very rare do you see Nema Lang make a mistake on the 3/8 oval. As we got battle now, Thompson and Graham. Good to see Trace Thompson, that gorgeous looking 54 car. You said a Joe's chassis again.
It is a Joe's chassis. It is a new build for the Thompson crew, trying to make it out as much as possible as Trace works a very tough work schedule that limits his ability to get out to the racetrack, but he's made it out today. You know what? I had a talk with the Thompson crew coming into the week, and they said, you know what? We see the forecast. We know what it might be like. We're going to play the rain dance with you, and we're going to gut it out. And it paid off because, look, we're racing here today. So Fitzpatrick and Lang, Nema edition, trying to hunt down young Kyle Lang right now as Haley Constance is loving this, as you can see already about a corner's length of a gap and now about a straightaway gap back to the competitors behind her.
Yeah, half a straightaway lead. That is massive. And that 78 car, once it's in clean air, it's almost game over. And Chad and Nema, they need to find a way to get around the 33 car of Kyle Lang real quick now.
They're going to need this might help them. Saxon Hobb, we got a car around in the middle of turn 1 and 2 I'll get our first caution flag of the night for Dempsey Graham around here, and we'll take a look at how Dempsey ended up pointed the wrong way, and will appear to be the top of the banking there, and this from the speed shot on the fence, and the rear end just stepped out on him.
Yeah. I gotta wonder, maybe tires are getting old or track bar adjustment. You never know.
You never know what that could be. One of those adjustments could also just be kind of how this track is evolving and set up. Like you said, drivers did not have a lot of time to get ready. So, well, that's going to rack and stack the field, and so we're going to give the leaders another chance to try to get to the 78 car. Kyle Lang will start on the outside here for the restart.
And then Fitzpatrick and Nema behind, and that allows Trace Thompson to get to the top 4 as well. See what that 54 car can do in a stacked field for him for his first time at Evergreen Speedway on the 3/8.
Tough competitors here. Speedway Chevrolet pace car will take the left-hander into the infield, and we have lost Mike Marthaler Jr. from this event. Not sure what's ailing the 2 car, but we're going to refire with the cars we have on track, and Kyle Lang's going to make a bid for the outside, but it bogs down there off the start. Here comes Fitzpatrick down the inside, looking to clear Kyle Lang for second.
Side by side, the 12C and the 33. This is what Chad needed. Inside of Kyle Lang. Not quite clear just yet, but off of 4, finally gets clear of Kyle.
And shuts the door on Lang, going to not allow him to fight back. Trace Thompson's looking to the inside of Nema Lang, trying to get up for 4th, and you can see how quickly Constance has the giddy up and the short run speed, and the power unit behind that 78 is allowing her to get up and go. You know, these drivers have a couple of different options when it comes to motor builds and what they can use, and so each driver, you know, I'm not giving away secrets, and I don't know specifically what everyone brings each week, but every driver has part of the play of the game here for Pro Late Models is some of the many adjustments you can make in these race cars, and whatever Constance has done, clearly she's had good exit corner speed, good entry speed, and a lot of power behind that car.
Yeah, her dad, Joe Constance, and the whole crew, they know what they're doing. Joe's been doing this for since like the 80s, I believe.
That is almost 40 years. Sorry, Joe. I hope you don't hear that. Well, we'll move forward, and we're 20 laps down, 30 to go, and now Nema Lang's got to try to get around Kyle Lang. No relation between the two. How should denote that now, but trying to get around Kyle Lang and see if he can get up into 3rd, and Haley Constance settle in for a little bit of a Saturday afternoon drive right now, unless there's some more giddy up in that 12 car. Talked with the Fitzpatrick crew, and they've been searching for answers here this season, and they've been kind of dealing with some motor ailments themselves a little bit. Not sure if maybe the power plant isn't quite where they want it to be this year, and trying just to kind of work it out. And as we march closer and closer to the Mark Galloway Shootout, a premier crown jewel event that you'll want to come and see live. Trust me, you'll want to take that one in live here at the Super Speedway of the West up on June 27th. The question for that 12 car is, what more can we do when we come to a big track like that and we open up the 5/8s?
I mean, he's been snake bit on the 5/8 track. He got in turn 1 wall one year. Oil pan dropped out last year.
Yeah.
Is this year that Chad and even Haley Constance, can they get the 5/8s bad luck gone?
Yeah, the Mark Galloway Shootout, the inaugural winner, the first ever winner of that event, running 4th right now, the 00 Hero, Nema Lang, one of 4 drivers to ever win the event more than once, and so that'll be a fun trivia question for maybe we can bring up on race day. Saxon, write that one down. But
I'll write it down now.
Nema Lang is, found success on the 5/8 oval, but, Chad Fitzpatrick junked a chassis, completely threw a car away in that turn 1 wall. Haley Constance has just always, and last year it was on a restart stack up, just nowhere for her to go, got a car plowed right into the back of her. So,
yeah.
you know, I think some of the locals here are looking to avenge some of maybe the struggles they have faced when it comes to opening up the big track, as we welcome in drivers like Kevin and Keelan Harvick, Hayden Plybon, Thomas Stanford, and more.
And that's the thing. I believe we said 41 cars are possibly going to show up. That's huge.
We're talking about 40, around that between 35 and 40 number is kind of what I'm hearing right now. And so we will see. Obviously, it's one thing when drivers tell you they're coming, but, you know, oftentimes things can happen. There was a race in between, you know, now and when they're coming out here. And so, well, you know, does anyone end up, you know, with a car in a wall where they're racing elsewhere in the tour? Or, you know, does something change for a driver, you know? So, well, you know, I believe everyone when they tell me they're coming, of course, but obviously it's one other thing when they actually get here. So 35 to 40 would be very happy with that turnout.
Just remember, tentative.
Tentative, yes, that is the key word. So, well, Fitzpatrick is doing a good job keeping this car's length or so gap back to Kyle Lang and Naima Lang, but none of these three are really marching their way forward towards Haley Constance right now. So you can see her, and there she is off turn 4, and yeah, and there's a straightaway gap back to the rest of the field right now. But Naima Lang, clearly something off of that 00, not where he wants to be, struggling to find pace.
Yeah, I'm just as confused as you are, Ben. I mean, he can't get around Kyle Lang, and we're only 20 laps to go.
Yeah, Kyle Lang, the 33 team, have made a ton of improvements on this car and on their program, and have learned so much in just about the year and a half that they've been racing late models here at the Superspeedway of the West and elsewhere. And Naima Lang has more experience in the tip of one of his fingers than Kyle Lang and his family do. But, you know, there's something, I'm just kind of surprised, because this is a car that won by over 10 seconds last time out, and now we're seeing struggling, caught in dirty air, loose in the corners. And again, track conditions drastically different than what we saw, and the way that they did not have a chance to really get these cars out here, it was probably a lot easier for teams to miss setups. And, you know, the Naima Lang camp is not a team that I expect to miss the setup very often, but it can happen.
Well, I think a brand new chassis, they're still learning the car, not having that track time, valuable track time. It does affect. As a crew chief, I know that affected me back in Hornets back in the day if we didn't get enough track time.
Yeah, seat time, seat time, seat time. It's the only way that you can get better in the car you're trying to run. So, you know, that's ultimately what it is. And I know they've had this team out here they've had this car out here on a couple of private days and track rentals trying to get out here in the past. But, you know, it's a little bit different when you're in actual race conditions and race trim versus when you're the only car circling the track. So now we see him. This is where he likes to hunt out high if he can on Kyle Lang.
Yeah, he always likes to run that middle high groove, but right now it's just not working for him. Something's just amiss in the middle of the corners, I'm noticing.
Yeah, something is amiss right now for Naima Lang. Well, we have under 15 laps to go right now. Naima trying to get to the back of Kyle Lang. This the best battle on track. This the final battle for a spot on the podium between the 10-time Evergreen Speedway champion Naima Lang and last year's Rookie of the Year in Kyle Lang. We're going to have to see how this concludes when we come on back. You're not going to want to go anywhere. It is Hometrack Heroes here on Seattle 11, live from Evergreen Speedway. Well, there are only 13 laps to go for Naima Lang to try to find his way up onto the podium. Young Kyle Lang fighting right now for his career best finish. It's going to be a good best battle on track right now. Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11, Ben Iman, Saxon Hop. We're in the middle of the Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Model feature as the laps are winding down, Saxon.
Yeah, and still, Naima Lang not able to get around the young driver of Kyle Lang, only his second year in the Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Models.
So Kyle doing a really good job sticking his car in the right spots. Spent a long time working on this car. Has had some help from Wyatt Gardner, former track champion here at Superspeedway of the West, kind of helping that team get some information and, you know, sometimes being a resource for them. So, you know, obviously has had some help, and Dad Clint Lang and crew, and have spent a lot of time getting this car tuned in. But the car that is the class of the field right now, still the 78 of Haley Constance.
Yeah, 6 or 7 car length lead. That's impressive. But also, you know, it's Haley Constance. This is what she was doing at the first 3 races of the season.
Yeah, Constance returned to form today, and it's kind of tough right now because we saw how dominant Naima Lang was last time out and the struggle that Haley Constance had. Well, we learned after the fact from the last event, Haley Constance having issues with the car, motor issues with that car, so that really, you know, kind of sidelined her a little bit in how competitive she could have been, and Naima Lang was so strong in that run that it wasn't even a contest. Now a little bit of a flip. Naima Lang clearly fighting something. Car loose on him in quarters, not able to find the top of the track like he likes, and Haley Constance dialed into a needle point and running away with this one.
To say, you know, I think it was like a missed cylinder is what she said was wrong with the car, which does affect your lap times, a tenth off.
Yeah.
Name it, this is all just a setup issue, looks like.
There could be something mechanical underneath there, but we're not really sure, and no way for us to know at this moment what is struggling with the 00. Is now Nema Lang looking to the inside. Kyle Lang opened the door slightly. Here's the run Nema's been waiting for over 20-plus laps, and he makes the corner stick. Kyle Lang trying to fight back on the outside. Not going to quite get it. Falls off the podium with 5 to go.
Wow, Nema, the expert himself, just showed Kyle Lang a driving lesson on the inside with 5 to go.
Kept it clean. No real bumper, nothing there. Just set the spot and made the move. Now Trace Thompson into that battle with Kyle Lang as we're watching Haley Constance here 3 more times around the 3/8 mile oval, and the last time we'll see the Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late models before the Mark Galloway Shootout, a premier event here coming up at the Super Speedway of the West featuring the Cars Tour Northwest. You can get your tickets online today for that June 27th. So look, Constance, the gap is maintained, and then this little train of cars, Trace Thompson. This has got to be a great run if you're Trace and the Thompson crew. First time out here at the Super Speedway of the West in this car. First time out this year, and you're going to finish top 5. Well, white flag, 1 to go for Haley Constance here.
Man, that 78 Joe's chassis machine of Haley Constance looking for her 4th win of the season. It's all smooth sailing for Miss Haley Constance out of Snohomish.
Yeah, Haley Constance is going to find win number 4. She starts the year 4 of 5 dominance tonight. Chad Fitzpatrick will come home with a strong 2nd place. Nema Lang finishes up on the podium in 3rd. Kyle Lang, Trace Thompson, your top 5. Dempsey Graham gonna finish up on the lead lap. A driver talking about seat time, learning a lot. Mike Marthaler Jr., the only casualty of the field tonight. Well, we're gonna have to catch up with Haley Constance as she has kept the dominance rolling. So we're gonna send it on down now to the Angel to Win's Casino Resort Winner Circle to talk with all of our top 3. All right, Nema had to hunt down Kyle there, got around him in the last few laps to get up on the podium, but the car just kind of seemed to be all over for you tonight.
Yeah, the top group wasn't working. I couldn't get no grip up there, and I couldn't get it to rotate. And I tried to race them clean, so I just wanted to, take my time. I need a few more laps to catch the leaders, but by the time I wasted my tires trying to get, past the 33. Good job from him, though.
And who helps you get this thing out here heading into Galloway coming up?
JNR Truck Rentals, Lang Autosports, DeYoung Inc., and MJ's Auto Transport.
All right, Nema Lang, 3rd place tonight. Well, Chad, in a night that started like we weren't going to see you guys at all, we get the entire thing in and runs the whole 50 laps, and 2nd place tonight keeps you right in the thick of this championship battle.
Yeah, I'm happy with 2nd. Hopefully one of these times I can get up here with the win, but, my time will come. If I was a betting man, I never thought we would have got a race in today. So, yeah, the car was okay. We had a couple issues. After the caution, we're going to go back to the drawing board and figure that out. But, that's always nice to come up here and get a trophy in front of this crowd. I want to thank my crew. We pretty much played the waiting game all day. We were loaded up, ready to go. We were watching the rain fall, and then called you, and you said it's dry. I'm like, let's go. And then apparently I brought the rain with me. So, but still got the race in. Good job thank you to the track for shuffling around the schedule to get us in. I want to thank my crew, my sponsors, Mazda of Everett, Trademark RCS, Powder Coating Inc., Central Welding, Auto Be There Inc., Napa and Everett, Snohomish Co-op, DeYoung Inc. He's the reason why that the astronauts could see my car from outer space. And thank you for everyone for coming out.
Chad Fitzpatrick up on the podium, 2nd place. All right, Haley, I heard that this win is an early birthday present. So we'll say, hey, congrats to that. You guys got to clean air and never really looked back. And after the issues you guys experienced last time out, it seemed like you just returned to form.
Yeah, we had a pretty good start right off the gate, and then after getting back out front and then hearing my dad say they're battling behind you, you can just kind of settle in and just drive. After getting beat by Nema the last race, we put some extra hours in the shop to make our car and program even better. So I'm glad we could come out there, and my team probably feels very accomplished. My dad, he puts a lot of hours in on the car, so I'm glad we could finally be in the 1st place position again.
You guys get one more win, and we'll have the points lead going into the Galloway. Just talk to me real fast what your thoughts are coming up to face the 5/8 once again.
Yeah, we've had some bad luck on the 5/8s in the past. We're going in with a clean mindset, though. Hopefully get some practice days just to work out any kinks. Make sure our maintenance is top-notch so that we don't have any problems in that sense. But, yeah, I'm excited. I like racing the 5/8s. It's super fast. But just 25 points, it's not really a points race, so that eases my nerves a little bit. And, yeah, so I'm excited.
And who helped you get the car out here tonight?
Huge thank you to my dad, Dave Botel, Hayden, my mom, my whole family, all my supporters, Central Welding Supply, Allied Motorsports, DeYoung Inc., Joe's Racing Products, Joe's Chassis, and everybody who comes out and watches every weekend.
Back to victory lane, it's Haley Constance. Well, Haley Constance has captured 4 wins out of 5. Congratulations to her. That'll conclude the Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Model portion. We're going to move on to the next generation of racers here at the Super Speedway of the West with the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets.
On the front row, the 13 of Katrina Mahoney at Arlington Fast Eddie's Tire Pros. Next to hers, the 44 River Peter out of Snohomish Reppin Welding and Rail. The 18 is Sebastian Paulson out of Buckley 7K Construction. The 4 is Taylor Thompson out of Snohomish Weather, Wright Roofing. And the final row, the 22 is Jalen Morgan at Arlington Gold Hammer LLC. And the 43, the man, the myth, the legend, or the kid, Mason Blodgett out of Lake Stevens, S&S Roofing.
Mason Blodgett at the back of the field, and the Speedway Chevrolet pace car is going to head off this time. We're going to go green next time by, and this is a fast group of kids. Again, the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets, kids aged 12 to 14 years old. So before they can even drive on the streets of Snohomish County, they are racing here at Evergreen Speedway, and we think it's a great idea, obviously, and these are the kids that'll make up the future racers of tomorrow. So the Speedway Chevrolet pace car takes the right-hander this time, and we are green, and underway, and Mahoney's going to come under fire immediately.
So in first practice, there was the infamous Evergreen, like right on the backstretch of the 5th mile. All these kids were hitting it. It was quite impressive, and you can see there's still puddles on the 5th mile here and there.
Yeah, but the track has dried out as the weather is cooperating with us and letting us get some racing in. Again, we are rain or shine here at the Super Speedway of the West, so you might as well, if you see the forecast, doesn't mean we're not racing. Cover grandstands, great place to hang out even when the weather sucks. So Mahoney's going to lead right now from Paulson and River Peter. Mason Blodgett moving his 43 from the back here if he can, caught behind Jalen Morgan. Right now as Morgan's going to look to clear Thompson, and Mason Blodgett obviously splitting time. We see him Youth Hornet racing here when he's not busy racing a junior late model down at Madera Speedway in California. So getting a little bit of experience. I don't know, Saxon, 4-cylinder Youth Hornet, V8 junior late model. They're practically the same car.
I mean, yeah.
They handle the same, I'm sure.
He's also racing against Brexton Busch. I'd be kind of nervous.
You know what? But I'd be nervous against any of these competitors as well.
Oh, no doubt.
Lots of sharks in the field, and one of them to the front, Sebastian Paulson right now, clearing Katrina Mahoney. River Peter hanging on to 3rd as we go on board with the Reppin Welding and Rail number 44. And Paul Singh is a driver that we've seen have some success out of Buckley. A couple of victories here this season and a strong run every time he's out on track.
Yeah, he has 2 victories this season. Katrina Mahoney, the wall rider, she was on the wall a few short weeks ago, and she's looking really good in that 13 car here tonight. Oh, River Peter sideways.
Oh, maybe a little bit of contact there. Did not catch that one, but River Peter into the infield. Say hello to the Evergreen Speedway track photographers hanging out down there for us, and we will see if she can get this car refired. Kind of a tough spot to be in. Yep, caution flag will fly. River Peter not in a good spot and not getting refired as she gets it rolling now finally. Let's take a look at this one, Saxon.
Yeah, one has to wonder if she got loose or if she got help. Let's see. All by her lonesome self. Blodgett behind her. Oh, you know what I think happened?
Oh.
A little arrow loose.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of air there will go on board now with Peter looking out front. You see Mahoney kind of diamonding off that corner, and plenty of room there. And take a look at from the top now is Blodgett, the 43 car.
Little contact.
Just a tiny bit of contact, but it looked like 44 was already kind of getting a little loose there. We'll just chalk that up to a racing incident, and we'll let them rack and stack and try it again.
Hey, it's all about learning, kids.
You know what? They do have to learn somehow, and this is a great place for your kid to learn. If your kid is interested in racing at the Super Speedway of the West between ages 12 and 14, if they're any younger than them, we'll kick them across the street to WQMA. But right now, so we are going to restart single file. 19 laps to go here in the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornet feature event. Sebastian Paulson still your leader. Katrina Mahoney running second. And Jalen Morgan will inherit third. Mason Blodgett going to go to the rear with River Peter for cause and involvement. And we are fired and racing. We restart them single file because it's probably the best way for them all to learn restarts and not just wreck each time. Again, they are kids at the end of the day, so.
Well, that's just old school NASCAR. They used to do it single file way back in the day.
Yeah, the double file restart is kind of a more modern invention when we're talking about the world of motorsports. But Paulson, that car looking racy as ever and quick, and to the lead he goes. And you can see how far these drivers are willing to drive it up. Mason Blodgett taking the highest. That's the kind of, I call it the Bjornsson line. I'm sure others have done it before him, but almost treating the fifth mile like a tri-oval and really getting up and banking off that top corner and carrying so much speed to the south turns.
Yeah, I know Paisley Bender used to do it too, but Tanner was the master at it. Had all that speed in his 01 car back in the day.
Tanner Bjornsson obviously racing a handful of other divisions now here at the Super Speedway of the West, and you probably will get a chance. I don't know. I'm going to call him out. Am I going to get a chance to see you, Tanner, at Boat Nationals coming up here? I hope so. And I
talked to him yesterday, and he said, yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
All right. I'm calling you out on Hometrack Heroes, so we'll find out my prediction is correct. River will go back on board. River Peter, she gets into Taylor Thompson, and a little bit of tag there. Taylor, this is a newer car for Taylor Thompson, mid-season switch, and man, it has been night and day for the driver of the 4.
Yeah, switched to a Honda Prelude, and man, that thing is clean, pristine, and soon to be a winning machine out here.
That's right. Now this is the battle for third. 4 cars really in the gamut of this, as Thompson right now trying to get unsettled Jalen Morgan, Peter, and Blodgett now side by side again, and trying to do anything. Thompson looking to the inside now of Morgan, not quite there. Door gets shut. River Peter can't quite make her inside move stick.
Yeah, River Peter has struggled with his car in the B mains of tires going away or not having the horsepower. Looking better today, and Blodgett just can't really go anywhere. And this is very uncharacteristic of Mason Blodgett. Very
uncharacteristic right now. And, he's been out of the car for a little bit, and maybe just trying to get it back underneath him. But we also talk about setup conditions. Obviously, air pressures can be a big thing, and some of the minute changes you can make in these very stock cars as they're side by side for second. Peter thought about making it third, and more contact with her and Blodgett. Blodgett this time backs out of it, going to let River Peter reclaim the spot, so we'll stay rolling. And Taylor Thompson's trying to go the hard way around Jalen Morgan on the outside. Under 10 laps to go now in the battle for third.
Great battle between Taylor Thompson and Jalen Morgan. Jalen really impressive. She is hanging in there, but Taylor, door bumper clear, finally gets by.
Well, if you're looking to do more than get by in your off-road game, Saxon, Nelson Motorsports in Snohomish offers a full-service sales and repair shop with great prices on ATVs, quads, go-karts, motocross bikes, scooters, golf carts, and more. You can make Nelson Motorsports your one-stop center for motorized ATV fun. Nelson Motorsports is the proud sponsor of the Evergreen Youth Hornet divisions. You can go follow them on social media at Nelson Motorsports NW.
About River Peter's car, I don't know if she has a flat tire or possibly a broken shock absorber. That thing's just all over the place now in the corners.
Yeah, dropping to the rear of the field right now, trying to hang on, but definitely squirrely fighting. Now Mason Blodgett's trying to get around Jalen Morgan in the battle for fourth. Blodgett giving her a bit of a bump, but look at how far the leaders have just taken away from this group. We've kind of divvied the track up. Sebastian Paulson's just been kind of on his own all day that we haven't even looked up at him.
Yeah, we've just been paying attention to Blodgett and Morgan and Peter and Paulson, Mahoney, Thompson. They're on it. Oh, no. Peter. That was like a flat tire, Ben Iman.
Oh, yep. Well, when your car looks like that, when your tire looks like that, you're going to go see our friends at Tire Pros. A little free shout out there for you, Eddie. Well, let's take a look now at how this tire went down. Maybe a slow leak across this race kind of ending that tire for River Peter. And when you've got a flat tire like that, you're not going to have any traction going into that turn. And around she ended up.
She was turning right, maybe a little bit better, but you're turning left, and I think it's just a slow leak on that car. That's just what happened.
Yep, well, that is a tough break for River Peter. We'll see if maybe they've got a spare, something that they can quickly bolt onto that car and see if she can finish the main event. But that's going to cause us to rack and stack and have a single-file shootout.
Oh, boy. It's going to be exciting.
This is going to be exciting. It is 6 laps to go, and we bunched the field up without River Peter for right now. So Sebastian Paulson leading, Mahoney second, Thompson in third, followed by Blodgett and Jalen Morgan. And so Here we go. Sebastian Paulson just trying to warm those tires up a little bit, make sure there's no debris on it. I like it. They are treaded DOT tires, so they probably are carrying it no matter what. But good practice, and we're going green.
Wow, what a restart by Mahoney. And in between races, she got help from Dan Miller and the Hornets Nest crew to get that car better. Ooh, contact.
Little aggressive elbows out racing, but Mahoney's going to hold her line and go to the bottom of the track right now. And look at the block. Going to drift up. Can Paulson pull the crossover?
Not quite yet. Mahoney is clear. Can she lead the rest of this race? We'll find out as Seattle 11 will continue on when commercials come up.
Yeah, we might have to take a break here. It's going to be close, Saxon Hop, but yes, okay, so we will have to. I'm getting where we're going to take the commercial, but we're going to come back and we're going to see the thrilling end to this, the Youth Hornet feature event, Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Well, there is only 4 laps to go in the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornet feature event, and Katrina Mahoney's having to fight for her life for this win as Sebastian Paulson wants his lead back with 3 to go. Ben Iman, Saxon Hop, Seattle 11 here, back in the action at Hometrack Heroes.
Paulson wants win number 3, but Mahoney wants her first career A-main victory. She's taking the Bjorn's line, almost giving up ground off of 2.
Yeah, maybe trying to get a bit more defensive, willing to give up some ground. I mean, she can shut the door. 2 more to go. Paulson might have to get a little physical here if he's looking to get away around back to that top spot.
Look at Blodgett. He's got up to Thompson. He wants a podium spot in a bad way after struggling all race long. Can he do it? 2 to go.
It'll be white flag, 1 more time to go here. Can Sebastian Paulson get to Mahoney? It's only 4 corners, kids, as Blodgett to the inside lunge on Thompson, gets a little physical for 3rd. Down the back straightaway they go. Does Sebastian Paulson have a move? He sticks the nose in. Can he make it stick? There's contact behind. No, he won't. Katrina Mahoney holds on. It's a sprint to the line for 2nd. Give it to Sebastian Paulson. Mason Blodgett 3rd at the line. How about that, Saxon?
Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets. I love this class, Ben Iman.
Well, these kids, again, aged 12 to 14 years old, left it all out there, Saxon, and Katrina Mahoney captures her first A-main feature victory. Sebastian Paulson 2nd, Blodgett 3rd. Let's go catch up with all 3 of them on the Angel of Winds Casino Resort Winners Circle.
Well, Mason, it was a struggle to get to the top 3. You were fighting it. I could see you were frustrated. However, you got to the podium. How does it feel, bud?
It feels really good. It would have been nice if we had a couple more laps, though.
That's a true racer mentality. You always want more laps. So the car looked like it was struggling. Maybe you had the rain set up on it. Is that what happened?
I think so.
Fair enough. And when's your next race at Madera?
It is next Saturday, the 13th.
All right. He's also a junior late model driver, folks. Who helps to get you out here?
My mom, my dad, John Bender, JBR Racing, SNS Roofing, Marysville Martial Arts, Landis Painting, Allied Motorsport, New American Funding.
3rd place tonight, the 43 car, Mason Blodgett. Well, Sebastian, you led most of the race, close to getting your 3rd win of the season, but 2nd place, you can't be too mad about that.
No, I'm not too mad about it. She drove good. It's racing.
I would say when you're a good hard battle with Katrina getting her first win in the A-main, it's always fun because you got your first win out here. How dynamite good was your car in the wet and the dry?
It felt pretty good in the wet, but in the dry it just felt great today. So yeah.
And who helps get the 18 machine out here?
My mom, my dad, my grandpa John, my grandma, and 7K Construction, First Day Electric, Rev Up Energy, and AccuVac and Company.
2nd place tonight, the 18 machine, Sebastian Paulson. All right. I like to call you the wall rider for what happened, a few weeks ago, but you finally got the first A-main win. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. We were working with the car all day because it was pouring today, so we kept messing with the tire pressure, and then it's still not perfect, but it was good enough. I'm gonna run the cash or whatever it's called, the Hornets later, so hopefully my car survives.
So I'm saying you're gonna run the Hornet Dash for cash. This is your first time running the big Hornet track. Any jitterbugs?
I was scared for practice, but once I got out there, the nerves went away.
All right, so we'll see you later on that. Who helps get the 13 car out here? Oh, I got a cheat sheet. I love it.
I can find it. And if I can open it. I want to thank my mom and dad. They're my biggest supporters ever. Fast Eddie Tire Bros, he does all the work on my car. Stilly Auto Parts, Paper Doll Photography, Image Mill, Ashley Designs. Huge thank you to Damon Claiborne for letting me borrow a steering wheel because I left mine at home today. And then huge thanks to David. I don't know how to say his last name, but since we moved, he let us keep my car there. And then everyone in the pits and everyone that comes out to support.
Your winner tonight, the 13, Katrina Mahoney.
Well, congratulations to Katrina Mahoney for her victory in the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornet Feature event. Saxon, we're going to move away from cars, and we're now going to look towards trucks. We're going to go Northwest Pro 4 truck racing.
Oh, love the Pro 4 trucks. On the front row, the 12 is Jeremy Howe out of Arlington, TD Alskog Trucking. The 2 is my dad's neighbor, Doug Wilkinson of Lake Stevens. Bone S Racing is the sponsor.
The 24 truck is McKenna Cox out of Arlington, the D&G traffic control machine. She'll start next to Rod Helmuth in the 38. He's out of Woodville, the Bonus Family Racing entry. Greg Vaughn's in the 9 tonight out of Arlington, the Alley Bar and Grill sponsoring him. Starting next to the 88 of Jesse Gonzalez, the Do It For Dale 88 out of Arlington in the Squires Machine Car. And John Newbaum pilots the 3 at the rear of the field out of Gold Bar.
Hey, my old neighbor, John Newbaum.
Do you live next to everyone, Saxon?
I mean, I live next to Travis Woodward now, but yeah, I used to live in Gold Bar many, many moons ago.
Well, so this is it looks like a new build 3 truck for Newbaum, and so we are going to take a look at the back of the Speedway Chevrolet Pace car. It takes the left-hander into the infield, and the trucks will tiptoe around through turn 3, Saxon Hop, and we're going to go turn 4, white line, green flag, racing here back again now at the Northwest Pro 4 trucks.
Good to see Doug Wilkinson back in Northwest Pro 4 trucks running Mason Warren's truck. Doug, a former Pro 4 truck champion himself back in the day in 2015, I believe.
Yeah, very, very active with the Northwest Pro 4 trucks. Doug Wilkinson, typically you now see piloting a Roadrunner Express Wash Outlaw Figure 8 here at the Super Speedway of the West, but tonight took the exception and decided, hey, you know what, Mason, if you need a hot seat, all right, sure, I'll take it. And you can see the skill that Wilkinson still has in those hands as he's opened up a nice gap here on the start.
And McKenna got by Greg Vaughn for a second. Here's the Vaughn Racing teammates going at it once again, and great field of trucks here tonight, Ben Iman.
Yeah, Greg Vaughn had a chance to catch up with him pre-race, Saxon, and they've put a lot of effort and time into these couple of trucks as we go on board with the 12 of Jeremy Howe now, and Vaughn switching over to the Honda Power unit. The Honda Power unit that has quickly become the dominant force in this division is now Howe is going to lose a spot to Helmuth in the 30, but these Honda Power engines have become kind of the dominant force. You've seen them win titles now with McKenna Cox, with Calvin Miller, and so Greg Vaughn finally making the swap over, seeing how it's going to work for him in the 9.
Yeah, in all forms of racing, and our hydroplane class 2.5 liter stocks are doing the same thing, going to Honda power plant instead of a Ford, and it's got a little bit of parity involved in hydroplanes, so it's almost the same in Pro 4 trucks.
Yeah, Pro 4 trucks, they are running essentially the same motors that you'll see in mini stocks or elevated motors from a Hornet, because I believe there is more to them. You can make adjustments within the motor versus the motor needing to be stock in Hornet racing. So, these Pro 4 trucks Doug Wilkinson maybe journeyed out into the weeds a little bit, got a little bit bumpy out there by Karen's speed bump, and now going to open the door for McKenna Cox to try to close in.
Wow, Wilkinson and Cox. How many times have we said that many years here at Evergreen Speedway?
Yeah, but how many times has it been Doug and McKenna?
I think this is the first time ever, and I'm all for it. Look, McKenna on the inside.
Yeah, McKenna trying to make that move stick. Doesn't quite for the D&G traffic control machine. And McKenna Cox, a complete rebuild effort or near complete rebuild effort after opening night, left her stranded through a bunch of tire bundles and off near the inside wall there down the front straightaway, and the outside wall technically of the front straightaway. But Cox rebounding from that, not letting it end her year or define how her year is going to go. And now you can see looking to lead more laps, and she's won 3 straight events, Saxon Hop, 2 Evergreen races, and a South Sound Speedway event coming into the night.
Yeah, she's on a tear going for her second Northwest Pro 4 Truck Championship, and Doug Wilkinson not let her have it easy here tonight. Doug is no slouch behind the wheel, whether it be oval, whether it be figure 8, or if he wants to hop in a Hornet, I'm sure he'd be great at that too.
Yeah, he used to run super stocks back in the day, late models when they were still referred to as that. So Doug Wilkinson has kind of driven everything. It's kind of maybe maybe contagious out there is, McKenna's brother, Dawson Cox, often someone you'll see hop into anything he can get his hands on. And Calvin Miller, the reigning champ of this division, has run, I think, at least 3 different divisions across the year. And so, some drivers like to do this. Some drivers want to drive a little of everything. Some drivers want to drive one thing and, kind of points race. And it's really up to each individual. As we've got a good one brewing here as Cox and Wilkinson side by side. Neither one of them giving an inch. And to the craft and to where that truck is at, the fact that Doug Wilkinson is being able to hang on the outside with McKenna Cox right now is not easy. This is Jesse Jensen, Steve Potastic-esque.
You know what? Nice. I like that. Jensen Potastic-esque. Yeah.
You'll see this with the street stocks and those 2 drivers in particular. Nema Lang likes to hunt out here too. That groove, Doug is really, really pushing it. McKenna Cox is running about a groove, the bottom groove to up about half a groove. Doug is almost up, up in the weeds of left field trying to make this work, and he is making it work as he's hanging out there. We're on board with the 9 of Greg Vaughn, right? Comfortable drive in 3rd right now for Vaughn, and ready to capitalize if something were to happen to either Cox or Wilkinson.
That'd be a good night for Greg Vaughn, just trying to get his first podium ever. I mean, it's been a long time since, I think he got a podium back in the day when he ran what we called super stocks way back in the 90s.
Well, Vaughn really trying hard here to catch and hang on to 3rd. Cox almost finally cleared Wilkinson down the bottom, unable to do so. Wilkinson really pushing the length of the track, went off the bump there where the banking really sharpens down to the front stretch, and now he's going to fall behind Cox with his truck getting unsettled.
This is the best I've seen the number 2 truck on, and no surprise, it's Doug Wilkinson behind the wheel. Mason Warren, hey, maybe this would be a good time for him and his father, Terry Warren, to go, hey, Doug made our truck faster. Let's get some wins in this thing.
We would welcome Mason Warren back with some open arms as we're going to Rod Helmuth. Looks like he's going to exit the track ball to the 30 truck. On the onboard and catch it 2 with Greg Vaughn. I have to give, of course, a big shout out to Brandy Hood Promotions for all of the onboard footage you are seeing tonight. And, well, I almost said Mason Warren because you brought him up. Yeah, Doug Wilkinson in the 2, hunting McKenna Cox now, trying to get back to the 24 as we are under halfway to go. It'll be 12 to go at the line, and Wilkinson and Cox just kind of in their own gravitational pull right now, these 2.
Having a Donnybrook of a race.
Yeah, this is a tough one, and Wilkinson's trying to get back on that high groove and see if he can catch up on Cox. Going to send it in deep into the corner, but he's going to give up some speed on exit to gain some speed on entry. We'll go on board with the 24. McKenna Cox's icy spray.
That's water.
Water pouring out of the 24 McKenna Cox, and quickly you can see she's not quite on the same pace as driving away Doug Wilkinson. This is heartbreak for the 24.
That could either be a water pump or something got punctured in the radiator. That is tough because those temps, they climb and they climb quick.
Yeah, she's going to have to now feather the throttle most likely and just try to ride around. 10 laps to go. She is going to stay on track and see how much, what position she can hang on to. Still fluid pouring out of that truck right now, and so that motor is going to start overheating quickly for her. And you can see how quickly Greg Vaughn is now caught back up. That'd be 2nd place for him, and she's just trying to hang on at this point, Saxon.
Yeah, if you feather the throttle, it doesn't hurt the motor as much. But when you start mashing that gas, you can melt the heads, and it's just not fun. Total rebuild motor at that point.
No, you can see losing the water pour at this point. So Vaughn trying to catch up right now, and Doug Wilkinson. Hey, what do you say? Doug Wilkinson might just get to stroll into victory lane now with the issue for Cox. Greg Vaughn's going to make the pass on the inside. Cox trying to almost drive this truck like a tugboat right now. Just make it wide and try to keep all the big other trucks behind her right now. She falls to 3rd, and it'll be 7 to go now. How long could she hang on? It looks like that truck is finally out of water to pour. Well, if you are ever feeling like you're out of water, that's not good. You should go see someone at Evergreen Health Monroe. They're your Sky Valley hospital of choice, serving multiple cities in Snohomish County. Evergreen Health Monroe takes great care of you. Top-notch urgent care, emergency room visits, or regular doctor visits. Evergreen Health Monroe will take care of you, Saxon Hop, if you ever find yourself over there.
I've never been there, Luffy. I'm pretty healthy,
it is a fine venue if you are not feeling well.
Hey, and that's why they're one of our sponsors here
Or
at
even if
Evergreen
you are
Speedway.
feeling well and you just need to go for your checkup. So,
Yeah.
Well,
5 to go.
Yep, 5 to go. McKenna Cox trying to hang on now from Jeremy Howe. What a run this would be for Howe. If he can get up onto the podium, he's going to send it down the inside and pull side by side with McKenna. McKenna trying to hang on to the outside for the podium, but she's going to lose out on the back straightaway right now. Can't quite clear Howe.
Again, she has to keep attuned to what that tachometer's doing.
Yeah, she's picked it up a little bit where she could, but no, it's the straightaways that she's having to get out of it right now. She drifts up the track, a big push in 1 and 2. Howe gonna clear. Jeremy Howe up into third, a career best run. Vaughn Racing teammates second and third.
Well, actually, Ben, he got 3rd place last time out, so he would match it. This is a much better run for Jeremy. I mean, get past Cox. Unfortunately, there's Gonzalez getting past Cox now.
Well, if Jesse Gonzalez can get up, that would be a career best finish for him here. I know that one for sure. The rookie last year, Gonzalez, sticking with it, was involved in a really big incident early in the season, did not get to really run as much as we would have hoped. Is talking about trucks, just, I'm just speechless at the performance because Doug Wilkinson, class of the field, hasn't raced one of these in I don't know how long and just goes, yeah, well, all right, I guess I can win.
You started seeing my dad win all the boat races. He's like, I don't need a trophy over here in Lake Stevens area.
Well, Doug Wilkinson, hot seating a truck, is going to roll through 3 and 4 and return to victory lane. Here he comes back. The champ returns, Doug Wilkinson.
Great job, Doug. How about Greg Vaughn? This is his career best finish in any division. Nice job, Greg.
Second place for him. Howe's going to hold on to third from Gonzalez at the line. Tough break. Cox will limp it home for 5th. John Newbaum, strong run, kept the truck clean, comes home in 6th, and we lose Greg Vaughn. We lost Rod Helmuth. So Doug Wilkinson, Greg Vaughn, Jeremy Howe, we got to talk to all of them. Angel Inns Casino Resort, winner's circle.
Back-to-back podiums and a great field of trucks tonight. How does it feel, brother?
Feels good. I just feel bad for McKenna. I don't know what went on with her car. It seemed like an engine issue, but yeah, no, very, very tough truck tonight. It was not running. It was. Ugh.
And you got your first career top banana or top qualifier out here at Evergreen Speedway under wet conditions. The track dried out. Did it make a difference in the truck at all?
Yes, the truck was much faster in the wet, obviously. The truck doesn't like to run correctly in the corners, but once it's wet, it seems to sit just fine.
And who gets the 12 machine out here?
I want to thank TDL Skog, Green Crow, my wife, Steven, Mikey, the Vaughn family, and the rest of my family and my parents. Thank you.
Back-to-back podiums, the 12, Jeremy Howe. Greg, I think this is your first podium in Pro 4 Trucks at Evergreen. How does it feel, man?
It's about damn time.
It's been a long time coming. The new Honda K20 engine, you told me it makes a difference. All that horsepower. Did it help tonight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I got a shout out to my crew and my youngest, Michael. We had a problem all week, couldn't find it. We tried everything. And it wasn't running very good when we got here, but it's hauling butt now. So, no, it's a great day. Great time.
Oh, absolutely. It leaps and bounds on 9 truck, looking dynamite fast. Who helps get it out here?
So, thank all my sponsors. The first one is Alley Bar and Grill. John, they're here tonight. So they're back there. They're excited. In the Shadow Brewery, Grocery Outlet in Arlington. I'm having a blank. I haven't done this before, so I'm forgetting. Who did I forget? Anyways, I got all of them, especially my crew. My youngest, Michael, really been helping me with setup. We've been working setup all year, and it's finally starting to pay off, so I'm really excited. The rest of my crew, my teammate, right, we all work together out of the same shop, so yeah, it's a great time. And especially my wife. I really got to thank my wife. She puts up with a lot of the racing. Oh, yeah, and Mr. Cooey, Mike Cooey, buddy of mine, having some problems with cancer. We're thinking about him, so.
Well, this will make it seem sweeter. Second place tonight, number 9, Greg Vaughn. Got love when the whole Wilkinson family clan's up here. Doug, it's been a hot minute. Welcome back to Victory Lane. How does it feel?
Same as always, same stage, less people, but same stage.
Hey, it was a good field of trucks tonight. You McKenna had a dynamite battle until unfortunately engine issues developed. Is this the first time you've driven the number 2 truck?
This number 2 truck, yes. I've driven a couple for Terry Warren. Appreciate you letting us run it again. It was fun. I wish McKenna wouldn't have braked because we would have put on a hell of a show.
And who else gets the number 2 truck out here?
I have no idea.
Fair enough. That's my dad's neighbor, number 2, Doug Wilkinson, your winner in Northwest Pro 4 Trucks.
Well, welcome back to Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. My name's Benjamin Iman. He's Saxon Hop. Saxon, we're done now with the trucks, and we're going to go back to cars with the Tire Pro Street Stocks.
Ooh, Tire Pro Street Stocks. Awesome field as always. Let's take a look at the field. Up front, the 69 is Austin Camp out of Monroe, sponsored by CAG Knight. The 89, that is Marty Sokolsky out of Woodinville, Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Jackson Beckles in the 18J tonight. Out of Snohomish in the Fast Eddie's Tire Pros machine, starting next to the 41. Mark Hubbard from Parts Unknown in the Mary's Towing Machine. Kenny Erickson in the 22 out of Tulalip pilots the Central Welding Supply Machine. And Brian Thornborough out of Oso in the Grumpy's Field Service number 13 tonight. Final car we see is the Complete Landscape edging number 44 of Mark Sandoval out of Arlington. So got a good field here again, weather affecting things, and we did lose, one thing to note, we did lose Scott Lacrosse earlier in the night. Big time wreck in the heat race. That is a tough break for last week's winner and one of the points contenders. So Scott, heart goes out to you. Looking forward to seeing your car repaired, hopefully in time for the 50 lapper coming up.
Definitely. He was trying to avoid it. Austin Camp, it was slow and straight away, yeah, in the inside wall, and it was not a fun afternoon for him.
Nope, it was not. So Camp and Sokolsky will be on the front row as we're going to go green flag racing contact between the two. Just a little bit. Oh, cars getting loose everywhere. Saxon Hop, is the track getting wet?
I see moisture on the track. Yeah, big time moisture. Everyone's sliding up high.
Looks like the gods have, been angry with us now because they gave us dry track for a while now. Now the track getting wet a little bit. Look at Hubbard drifting all the way up there. Camp's got no grip, nowhere to go. Beckles got no grip, nowhere to go. These drivers on 970 Hoosiers, that is a treaded tire, but still it's a race tire. It's not a DOT tire, so wow, these drivers having to just try to hunt and find dry asphalt anywhere they can.
Yeah, you got a baby foot in the corners now, or else you're going to be sent off to the very, very green grass.
Well, it'll stay green with how we're turning it into a lake at this point, so. Well, Marty Sokolsky will lead Hubbard quickly up into second. Austin Camp in third right now as we're looking at, we'll go on board with Mark Hubbard, and we're looking at Erickson and that group further back in the field. Sokolsky, your leader right now. Hubbard trying to close up in on him if he can.
Yeah, if you see that cloud in turn 4, that just came over the track. I think we're good now. It's still a little wet, but it's going to dry off as we go on.
Okay, so I'm understanding now, Saxon Hop. The trucks were not giving us enough vortex theory.
Yeah, Darrell Walsh would be really upset right now.
Right, so now the Tire Pro Street Stocks are giving us enough vortex theory.
Well, they're V8, so yeah, a little more suction in the vortex
theory.
we
go. So Hubbard looking towards the inside, see if he can get around Sokolsky if he can. Marty Sokolsky up on the podium once this season, looking to maybe add another tonight. Hubbard has picked up a couple of wins, and there's been a win picked up in this car, not by him, mentioned earlier in the program. Dawson Cox has a win in this 41. Look at Hubbard getting aggressive, hanging out there. Great shot on the Brandy Hood Promotions in-car footage here. And Hubbard going to look to clear Sokolsky in turn 1 and 2 if he can.
Trying to run the Galen Stewart line, but it's still a little too wet up there, Ben.
Yeah, not quite able to make that work. And Hubbard's now looking here. Here comes Austin Camp maybe looking. Oh, Hubbard gets sharp. Going to do a little bit of a crossover. Jackson Beckel appearing in picture. 4 cars now battling for only 3 spots on the podium. They're all led and paced by Marty Sokolsky, but for how much longer? Because Hubbard's looking hungry.
Well, Hubbard, he doesn't care if it's wet. He doesn't care if it's dry. He is a racer's racer, and it shows right here. Inside groove, trying to get around Sokolsky, but Marty's going to lead this lap once again.
Yeah, Mark Hubbard really trying to find anywhere. The car driven to a championship last year by Steve Potasic. Potasic not in the field tonight, getting word that his number 1 that we've seen has been sold to a party that we will leave nameless until it comes out on track. But wow, the champ out of street stock racing right now. And Steve, when I asked him what he's going to do, he said, yeah, I don't know. Well, Mark Hubbard's going for the lead. He's got it to stick now, Saxon Hop.
Steve will get another street stock probably. Yeah, Mark Hubbard, that's the man, the myth, the legend. 3-time Street Stock champion Mark Hubbard.
Well, he is a 3-time Tire Pro Street Stock champion for a reason, looking to add ring number 4 if he can. And now he's got clean air, and I think this track is drying out because the speeds have picked up and the lines are being held easier. And if you're Jackson Beckel, the points leader coming into the night, you're going humming. This is not where you want to be. As the 2 ARC Racing teammates, you're welcome. The 2 ARC Racing teammates are right now battling for the final spot on the podium.
Yeah, Beckel does not like it when it's wet. So when it's dry, it's game on for the 18J machine.
Well, Jackson Beckel told me you have to be, he enjoys racing in the rain because he just goes out and has fun. He's told me previously they went out and practiced when it was just downpouring, and I was like, well, what'd you pick up? And he goes, nothing. You learn nothing. It's just kind of fun to go out and slide around. So, you know, that's Jackson Beckel for you. But, and you know, he's a 2-time champion out here in multiple divisions, so what do I know? We go on board with the 69 of Austin Camp right now as he's trying to hunt down Sokolsky. Yeah, clearly you can see how the weather was affecting as you can see the little droplets now sticking to the lens of his onboard, and so can Camp get to Sokolsky? This is a great battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and Mark Hubbard is way off in the distance up there.
Yeah, let's just put some Rain X on that GoPro. I think it'll be just dandy next time.
All right, there you go. Make some notes for the Brandy Hood team, and you can give that to them because you know them better than I do. So
yeah, my wife and Ryan House can get. They'll do that.
We appreciate all that they do. So Camp gonna go to the inside of Sokolsky. Hubbard might be coming up on some lap traffic, I think. Or it could just be other specs on the lens cover as they go bumping, looking the battle for 2, leaning on each other, really tight racing. This can get hairy at times, but Camp makes the move stick, and Austin Camp, a driver who's been fighting his own woes this year in the 69, has just not quite been there like he expected to be, gets up into 2nd, and this is probably his best run so far of the season.
Well, and that is Mark Hubbard's old championship winning race car that he's in, so he wants to get that back to the form it used to be.
Well, Beckel's now going to have to try to get around Monte Carlo Marti if he wants to get up to 3rd, and they'll go underneath Sandoval, the lone rookie in the field tonight. Have a handful of rookies. As you know, we're missing Devin Jenkins and Aaron Poland from the field tonight, and so Sandoval, this will help his Rookie of the Year campaign for the division, and you know, keeping his line, the 44 improving every week. We mentioned seat time for these drivers, and Sandoval showing how much seat time can pay off as he's picked up his lap times across the season. And oh, Nelly, Mark Hubbard has a full straightaway gap with 14 to go.
You know what I'm really missing is Fireball Jim Fody. We need Jim back out here.
We have been missing Jim Fody. Well, that's because Jim Fody has had no tires on his race car. No, I'm just kidding. He's had a lot of problems. But if you have no tires on your race car, you're going to go to our friends at Tire Pros, the official tire dealer of Evergreen Speedway. Tire Pros, your one-stop tire retailer. Honesty is the best policy, and they have a hassle-free guarantee. They have all the national brands. They offer a nationwide warranty on your tires. You can go to TirePros.com. The Tire Pros NASCAR Summer Showdown is one of the premier short track races in America. And a special thanks to all of the local Tire Pros dealer who sponsor many of the cars that you see on track every week. And that's some of them. We have Tire Pros dealers down in Kirkland. We have Tire Pros down in Seattle. Tire Pros of Everett. Fast Eddie's Tire Pros. That's one you hear a lot. Eddie's super involved. Eddie actually helped me out recently when I brought my truck in for him. They were going to fix, first they did my tires, great. Now they're fixing a couple ball joints on my suspension. I get a call, I'm at work, and Eddie just goes, hey, Ben, how's it going? I'm like, oh, good, Eddie. He's like, good. You know, both your sway bars are broken?
Oh, no.
So thank you, Eddie, for helping me out there. And again, thank you to everyone at Tire Pros, all locally throughout Western Washington. Well, the Tire Pros Street Stocks, single digits laps to go, and Camp leads. Camp is 2nd, Sokolsky 3rd, and Jackson Beckel trying to close it on 4th. On board at Brian Thornborough right now in that machine. His beautiful number 13 this year. It looks great, Brian. Have to give it a big shout out. Thornborough kind of didn't see as much in 2025, returning to racing here in 2026. And
there goes Mark Hubbard.
Yeah, but I was going to say, we know the leader's out there somewhere. Well, there he is. Mark Hubbard goes flying by right now, and that Mary's towing number 41. And I know something that Mark Hubbard's got up his sleeves coming up here, Saxon Hop. I'm not going to drop it here. But right. I know something coming up about Mark Hubbard, and you're going to get a chance to see him racing more throughout this year at the Super Speedway of the West. And Hubbard really making a stamp here. Now, the rule changed this year in this division, Saxon Hop. They have to add 25 pounds of weight, and they have to start at the rear of the field next time out after they win. Hubbard is near the cap on that weight, which was 100 pounds total. I believe he's already towards the cap of that. I think this will be pound number 75.
Oh, wow.
So Hubbard can only get so much more heavier, and it's not because he's eating more cream puffs.
No, or Captain Crunch.
Sure, whatever works for him. 5 more times to go, and Hubbard is just, that's a lap car. They're second place right now, and you can just see the difference. And I wonder how much of that wet stretch of race as Jackson Beckles finally get to the inside of Marty Scully. Oh, but yeah, gets into the Fairley Lake. Don Fairley Lake, really poorly placed, Don. Come on, man. Anyway, Jackson Beckel unsettled the car. When you dip down that low, you risk that line. And we've seen drivers fight with it all day. He falls back to 4th.
Yeah, we saw it in heat racing earlier this afternoon. You can see the puddle just went up onto the bottom part of the track. And it's Thornborough in the way.
It's going to let Beckel pull up alongside. They go 3 wide just momentarily on board with Marty Sikulski. This, the best battle on track. The battle for 3rd side by side. Beckel and Sikulski. Beckel, again, fighting for a championship right now. Sikulski just trying to get back up on the podium.
The Bob's heating and air conditioning Monte Carlo. You can see what he's dealing with when he goes into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Not fighting the wheel as much.
No, he kept the nose in. Aggressive move by Sikulski, and a really, really good run there by Beckel's spotter, not to call him clear so easily. Sikulski gets the elbows out, giving him a little bit of a bump down the inside. Really strong, hard racing between these two. White flag is out for Mark Hubbard. We're watching the battle for 3rd.
Wow, what a heck of a battle. There's Sikulski and
Beckel. Beckel's
Wow.
goes sideways, but he saves it back to 4th. Well, Mark Hubbard, we got to talk about the leader. At least we're watching the battle for 3rd, but Mark Hubbard's going to capture this win so far. Austin Camp is enjoying the battle for 3rd because he's going to stroll to 2nd. Here we go. Can Beckel get back to him? No. He won't. Marty Sikulski back up on the podium in 3rd. A barn burner of a finish, Saxon Hop.
Man, Tire Pro Street Stocks, they show up week in and week out.
So Mark Hubbard cruises to victory in this one. Austin Camp, a rebound, a really strong run for the ARC Racing Machine up in 2nd. And Marty Sikulski is going to capture his 2nd podium of the year in 3rd. Jackson Beckel, a strong 4th place run as Hubbard pulls it into the infield, thinking about a smoke show. Or maybe not.
Nah.
Well, we're just going to take it and send it down to the Angela Winds Casino Resort Winner's Circle. Well, that was a hectic and physical final 10 laps, but you got it home, played defense. It almost looked like lap car there, almost ended the end of the podium run, but ended up you hold them off and you got here up onto 3rd.
Yeah, that's a lot to digest there. A lot of stuff going on in that race, but you know when you run with those guys, it's tough. So you just got to give it all you got every time, every lap, and you know a little bit of rubbing out there, but that's part of racing street stocks.
Well, good run for you guys after kind of a weird day. Wet in the morning, dry for the main. Talk about who helps you get that car out here.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to my dad, Lauren, my son Locke. We're out here helping today. You know, I got Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning, Matthews Lumber, Central Welding, Cascade Auto Clinic, and you know, just my friends and family that help out. It's a lot of work, but we do it, and we're out here having some fun.
3rd place tonight, driver of the 89, Marty Sikulski. Well, Austin, a bit of a whirlwind day at times, a heat race where the car was all over the place, but you got it dialed in and bring it home 2nd place in the main event.
Yeah, man, it's been a rough year, just battling the car, working hard, and doing what we can, just not getting a lot of luck, but wasn't looking hot on the heat race, got it put back together. Feel bad for Scott and his cars tore up pretty good, though, but you know, we do what we could do to get out here. I'm just glad the main event finished off strong.
Yeah, good run, physical battle there between you, Sikulski, and 4th place tonight, but ultimately you're the one on the 2nd place. Who helped you get the car out here?
So many people, man. I think my crew today, Rob, his brother, Oscar, the Hills, Mikey spotting for me, my wife, my daughter, Adriana, pulling double duties today. She's up next in the Legend race, so she wasn't spotting for me, and Mikey stepped in big there. So just grateful for everybody. Central Welding, Cagnite, Kyle Lang Racing is a huge, huge piece of our organization and what we're able to do, so thankful to them as well.
2nd place tonight, it's Austin Camp. Well, Mark, it's a race win tonight. Back to the top of the point standings you go with this tonight, and talk about the changing conditions there in the middle of the race, but once you got to clean air, you never looked back.
You know, the track was pretty slick to begin with. You know, we set tires for a dry track, and then it rained, and the track was wet for 5 laps, and I've always enjoyed driving in the rain, so I just put it where I knew I needed to and went to the front, and the car was perfect. Boy, a lot of people to thank for this. Steven Dawson and Chrissy Cox for letting us borrow a motor. Dirk Kruzwick for a rear end. My crew for going through the car, getting it set up. Jeffrey, Matt, my dad. My wife is just a trooper with the support that she gives me to be able to come out and do this. Mary's Towing for their sponsorship, McMillan Construction, definitely my mom and dad. We picked up a new sponsor this week, Valhalla Roofing Solutions. Joe's Racing Products. And our sponsor, Tire Pros for the series. Thank you.
Mark Hubbard, your winner tonight, Tire Pros Street Stocks. Well, welcome back to Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. I'm Ben Iman. He's Saxon Hopp, and we are returning. We are marching on quickly, Saxon, a barn burn of a street stock race. Now we're going to turn our attention to the little cars, the all-ply roofing NX Legends.
Oh, yeah, we don't have a huge card, but great field here tonight. And we're missing a few, but we got 88 Jeff Mueller out of Lake Stevens, Thermotech Powder Coating. The 20 is Damien Harris out of Lake Stevens. Glowmaster Gutters, the 06, Steve Potasic out of Snohomish, Lang Autosports. The 30B, the points leader, Braden Wager out of Camino Island, Dirt Cheap Sewer.
Chris Belanca is in the 42 out of Parkland in the Belanca Homes machine next to the one car, the Weatherite Roofing machine of Mike Holden out of Snohomish. The Orca Binwash 19 is Jaden Luce, the driver out of Isquaz on quite a hot streak, kind of add. And the Weatherite Roofing number 10 is Chris Thompson out of Snohomish.
The 86 is Joe Decker out of Duval, Joe's Tree and Timber. The 53 of Ian Humphreys out of Renton, Wicked Raps. The 11C, multiple-time track champion Chad Sarah Monroe, Mazda of Everett. The 13 is Jeremiah Johnson of Linwood, Weatherite Roofing. And the final two cars, the 68 is Kaylee Decker out of Duval, Clean Spot Car Wash. The 9, Adriana Campa Monroe, the Legal Umbrella. We're missing Bianchi. We're missing quite a few other heavy hitters.
Well, I can understand
the weather.
Yep. And some of our further, like, Antonio Bianchi trucks down from Langley, British Columbia every time to race. So I could maybe understand wanting, but Saxon Up, I'm going to knock on the desk, knock on wood, that less cars means less chaos, as we know. These legends maybe like to do it a little bit harder than the rest is the best I can put it. And Caleb Hart's not here to waggle the finger at all of you tonight, so I guess that means that responsibility falls to me.
Yeah, and I got a black flag in hand in case you don't do it.
Oh, you brought the black flag me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Saxon Hop is policing me, and I'm policing legends. What has the show become? Well, Steve Potasic, this is the best run for him. And Legend Wagger got into some water, and Belanca into the grass. Keep it on track. Johnson's also deep into the Serengeti, and Chris Belanca, not how he wanted to start his night. I think that started with Braden Wagger touching the Don Fairley Lake.
Yeah, Fairly Lake came into play for the second A-main in a row, and we got some replays, though. Look out for it, Ben Iman.
Yeah, let's take a look back at this one and see what happens. This is from the shot from the tower cam, and Wagger, just touched it to a tire or two into the water, and nowhere for them to go. And that's Decker Jr., that's Belanca, and that's Johnson into the grossness that is out there today. Ian Humphreys, the onboard, you can see them all go spinning around.
Yeah, Jeremiah, you want to get some moss off your tires there, brother.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to scrub those. And
Harris on board.
This is looking backwards. And yeah, you can see Wagger would have had no idea, no physical contact, but just enough water splashed up on the track to unsettle Chris Belanca. And that was game over for him right there. Adriana Camp, the onboard now. You can see Jeremiah Johnson had nowhere to go. Camp had to get real hard on the brakes there herself.
And twice.
Yeah, watch out for Belanca spinning back onto the track from the grandstand cam.
Yeah, you can see it. 2 tires, that's all it takes. Slow-mo. And then Belanca just got loose.
Jaden Luce did a real good job to avoid that one there. And
Joe Decker hard in the brakes. Good avoidance by him. And splash some more water.
Yeah, when he came back through more water, I think that's what kind of sent him back up onto the track. So, well, I asked them to maybe be a bit calmer, and I don't think I can really fault any of that one for that. I think I can just fault Mother Nature. But unfortunately, that's going to have to rack and stack the field, and we're going to see how everyone lines up when we're coming back to green.
So they got Mueller, Potasic, and 1-2. Harris,
so Wagger will stay there, but Jaden Luce looks like drops, or maybe no. That's probably about where he was running, and Chris Belanca now going to have the long march forward, and I think he's going to restart outside the top 10.
Yeah, he's the only car other than Jeremiah dropping back, and after an incredible Memorial Day weekend for him, I think he'll bounce back because it's still early on. Only one lap in.
Yeah, Belanca won the first night of the doubleheader there, the regional Inex race, and then came home in second, night number 2. Oh, that race was won by Jaden Luce, who's trying to keep a hot streak rolling here tonight if he can, and looking to pick up a second win in a row. A little bit of contact there as Jeff Mueller's going to try to get to the front. Here comes Damian Harris in the Flowmasters gutter, number 20. Braden Weger right behind him. Mike Holden, the bottom row. Steve Potasic, that's not where you want to be, buddy. That's the high line. We mentioned he was not running the street stock because he sold it, but he still is running the All-Ply Roofing Legend. I was playing. I don't know what Steve's doing. I very well know what Steve's doing. He's out there right now racing still, but now just in a Legend. So we'll go on board with Braden Weger, the Brandy Hood Promotions in-car shot. And Weger's going to hunt all over the back of Damian Harris if he can, try to move his way up into second.
After getting his streak finally broken, he wants to get back to winning ways. He's 2 races out from not winning and wants to get back up there. He's got to follow Harris
is going to make the bid for the lead on Mueller, and door open, door closed, and Braden Weger says thank you very much. Going to follow him up into second, and will use the line to move his way forward. And Braden Weger still sitting comfortably atop the points standings right now, even though he's not winning, still consistently running towards the front of the field. And you know, he opened the season so strong, and Chris Belanca and Jaden Luce and Kaylee Decker had issues at certain points that I think as long as he can just probably stay consistently a top 10 driver, he's going to be hard to catch this season. So Mike Holden up into third as Mueller fall back. Jaden Luce now going to make the pass for fourth. Here comes Chad Sinner. Chris Belanca already up to 7th.
Wow, the big mover of the race. Chris Belanca and the Belanca Homes machine. Like we just said, he's going to get back up there.
Chris Belanca trying to make his way back up there. He's going to want to. There's Kaylee Decker following behind him. So Jaden Luce in 4th, Chad Sinner 5th, your top 5. We put 6 laps down, and clicking them off quickly with the smaller field going to help with that more space to spread out, maybe a little bit less contact at times. And again, you know, we give them a hard time. These Legend cars are so compact and the wheelbase is so small on them. They are so squirrely and so easy to overdrive and lose control of that some of the best to pilot these cars struggle with them at times. So I'll give drivers I'll give everyone that little bit of a preface. As Jaden Luce making the battle for 3rd right now. Go on board with Adriana Camp in one half the box, and now Luce making the pass on Holden for 3rd.
You know, to quote Chad Fitzpatrick, he drove him one time and said, man, those are tough things to drive, let me tell you.
Well, Chad Fitzpatrick, a successful driver in his own right, picking up big wins in late model competition like Central Welding Supply 125 and the Porta Potty 100 elsewhere. I believe that was out at Wenatchee Super Oval. And so Holden battling with Luce. This is a good battle for 3rd right now. And I'm sure Harris and Weger are loving that there's a battle going on for 3rd right now. And that's going to allow them to build more gap to the field, although they're not really driving away as we've put 10 laps down.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Mike Holden, a former Speedway Chevrolet Pro late model champion back in, I believe, 16 or 17 it was, and he knows how to get done on the 3/8 oval.
Well, Holden, definitely a strong contender. Would love to see Mike get back behind the wheel of one of those. Mike, want to run at Galloway? That would be appreciative. Well, fans, whenever you're done and you're looking to rest out after a day at the Super Speedway of the West, you should head on over to Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, because they're more than just gaming and entertainment. The Angel of the Winds Casino Resort and RV Resort is the official casino resort of Evergreen Speedway. They take great pride in being the best in customer service, entertainment, lodging, fun, and gaming in the entire Northwest. Their RV resort is spectacular. The pool just got refinished at the casino. It's gorgeous. The food, outstanding. Angel Winds Casino Resort has it all. And we wouldn't be here without our friends at Angel Winds Casino Resort. So Jaden Luce hunting the back of Braden Weger right now. Luce getting low and going to make the pass for 2nd. And Weger and Luce, friendly in the pits, pit next to each other, and they're going to drive each other real hard on race day. When the helmet goes on, the friends go away, Saxon Hop.
That's right. They ran in the WQMA when they were just young kids, and now up in the Legends, and Luce looking
they're
to
still
back
young
to back.
kids at that.
Oh, yeah, well, younger kids.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think their combined age might be 27 or something like that. That's probably
You're probably about right.
I think I'm lowballing it a little bit. Is on board with Damian Harris. That's the I like to call the oh no camera, as you can see the oh no of Jaden Luce starting to hunt him down. I love this shot. We saw this shot on the Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late models previously. This is awesome with these legend cars. You just get so much of them, and you really get to tell how rapid these cars are as Jaden Luce is going to make the bid using the John Zaretsky line, and Damian Harris having to fight on the high side.
You know, shout out to Damian Harris. This young kid, he's getting better each time out. But once Luce gets past you.
The Seattle 11 team, really, I love it. They flipped the camera angle around on me with Damian Harris, so I got to watch that whole thing still on the onboard. Got to give big props to that, but bring me the telestrator. Well, Braden Wager hanging on to the podium in third. Mike Holden, although nipping at his heels, trying to move his way forward. It'll be 12 to go when we get back to the line. Saxon Hop, really good, strong green run since that first caution.
Yeah, probably one of the longest green flag runs we've had in the All Roof and NX Legends all season long, and I'm all for it. These guys and gals are doing fantastic tonight.
Yeah, these cars are some of the cars you'll get a chance to see at the Mark Galloway Shootout if you wander out here on June 27th. Again, highly recommend it. Some of the best in the Northwest competing in that. You'll see some of the drivers from the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval or State Line Speedway come on over and compete as we have a car around on the back straightaway, and that looks like Ian Humphreys. So the caution will fly with 11 to go. Saxon
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Johnson as well, also out there. Not sure how he ended up there, but Ian Humphreys is the one we saw at first. So Humphreys down the back straightaway. Oh, just lost the rear end. And
Jeremiah just almost took a rear end out.
Well, Jeremiah Johnson almost became the bug on the windshield. I couldn't see it, but I could feel it. I could just feel it from that perspective. Adriana Camp now, as you can see, Johnson just holding his line and a car spinned up in his line. And, Johnson. Okay. You caught it out of the corner of my eye. Jeremiah Johnson just whacked that tire barrier really hard, Saxon Hop, so he did not come out unscathed.
I mean, I'll take the tires over the rear end of a legend car any day.
Well, I'll take the tire change for sure. I'm not sure what else he might have to fix in that thing. Oh, Jeremiah going for a ride. Yeah, wow, all right.
Yikes.
That one just seemed like a little easy spin there until all of a sudden we saw the Linwood driver barreling at full speed. Well, we're going to rack and stack. We mentioned a really long green flag run, so of course the legends and the racing gods decided a caution needed to come. So Jaden Luce, Damian Harris, the front row now. Braden Wager, Mike Holden side by side. Chad Sinner with Chris Belanca behind him, and I believe Kaylee Decker on the outside.
Yeah, we haven't talked much about Kaylee Decker tonight, not having the quite run she wants. She's behind Mueller in the back.
Yeah, but a strong run inside the top 10 for that 10,000th iNext chassis. So it's definitely a car with some legacy that she's running with here, and she's had a really good run of this season with it. And Braden Wager getting the muscle out for a second. Here comes Chad Sinner thinking he's got a podium coming.
Yeah, he got his first podium of the season out of the way. He said, man, I'm out of touch, man. These kids got all those things in the world, and I'm just old.
I mean, he's not old.
No,
is
he's
the
not.
thing. And Chad Sinner takes 1 year off, and he talked about coming back. He's like, these kids are fast, but he's having to get the muscle out a little bit. Damian Harris caught up on the top side, not where you want to be. Now some contact with Holden, got him squirrely, and Chad Sinner, up into third. Here comes Chris Belanca now. Belanca trying to get up onto the podium.
Wow, after the first caution, moving up all this position. Now the second caution moves up to fourth.
Speaking of Kaylee Decker, she moves her way up into fifth. Holden sixth. Damian Harris just the outside restart luck got bobbled all the way back to seventh. And now Luce, Wager, Sinner, your top three with 7 laps to go.
One heck of a battle between these top guys. Sinner got a little loose off of turn 2 that time.
Might open the door for Chris Belanca. If you're Chad Sinner, you might be going, where did Chris Belanca come from? But Belanca has come from the back in this one, involved in a really early incident. There goes Belanca to the inside on Chad Sinner. What a recovery story this would be for Chris Belanca.
Yeah, Chris Belanca, what a story this is. Probably happy that nothing happened to that car when the caution came out.
Well, very lucky. Kaylee Decker is going to join him. Chad Sinner having to fall back through the field again. The outside, no grip right now. Good battling for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Jaden Luce is checking out on this one, though. He's like, fight it all out, you guys, all you want. Fight it out as long as you can. Well, we're going to go to 5 to go, Saxon Hop. It'll be 5 to go when we get back to the line, but we're going to take a quick break. We're going to catch the last few laps when we come back. Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. 5 laps to go to finish the all-ply roofing NX Legend feature event, and it is shuffling hands at the front. Mike Holden has gotten around He's right now, I believe that's running 4th. Chad Sinner feeding out Kaylee Decker for 5th. Right now, Chris Balenka all over the back bumper for Braden Wager for 2nd. Battling going on everywhere right now, and Jaden Luce is up, and away.
Yeah, Luce is in a league of his own, and Wager's starting to fight issues with that car off of turn number 2 now.
Yeah, not quite able to get to the bottom, giving Chris Balenka a little bit of room. Oh, big bobble there, opens the door. Here comes Balenka. Oh, a spicy move there by Wager. Makes some contact with Holden. 2 for 1. Mike Holden kept the foot in, and he's going to make it stick for 3rd. Braden Wager dropping back off the podium.
Wow, not what Wager wanted, but he's still got a comfy points lead. Mike Holden back on the podium spot for now. Can he work on 2nd with Balenka?
The former Pro Late Model champion showing the experience, beating out the youth on that one. Mike Holden's not done. He wants Chris Balenka. He wants one more for the 1 car, but there's only 1 lap left to go, and Jaden Luce is going to try to hang on and go back-to-back.
The Orca bin wash machine looking to go back-to-back. Holden Balenka, what about a hole on the inside?
Using the John Zaretsky line, slides up there. Balenka left the door open there, side by side. Jaden Luce, however, is the story tonight, driving through the field and going back-to-back in the Legends.
And Mike Holden will get 2nd, Balenka 3rd. What a race.
Wow, what a race. Braden Wager hangs on for 4th there, and Chad Sinner scored at the line in 5th. A barn burner for the Legends. Maybe a few less cars every time because only 2 cautions, and we got some great racing. I don't know. Just me, guys, just me. You can @ me on a social media plug here. Well, Jaden Luce is going to pull this around off turn 4 and bring it towards the infield with Mike Holden and Chris Balenka. And just what does Luce have in store for us?
He's going to line him up.
He's going to definitely try. Track's not super dry, Jaden, but we appreciate you trying it anyway. And let's go chat with the driver of the 19 down at the Angel Winds Casino Resort Winners Circle.
All right, Chris, another podium finish after an incredible Memorial Day weekend for you. How does it feel, especially after the day we've had all day of the weather?
Oh man, it was a brutal day. I mean, the car was somewhat fast in the rain, then it started to dry out. We got the scare of the rain right before the main there, but you know, it was a rough start, but we were able to battle back.
And you had an incident on lap 1. Wager got in the water, you got into it. Luckily, no more contact. You drove through the field. How much fun is that when you do it not once but twice?
I mean, it's a blast, honestly. It's almost fun going to the back like that because you just get the rally and go as far as you can. So I was hoping for another caution, actually, because the 19 was gone.
Oh, yeah, it was on rails, but so is your car. Who helps get the 42 machine out here?
Of course, my wife, for all her support, my family, my buddy Josh, who comes out and spots, Balenka Homes, and Northern Environmental.
There you go, 3rd place at the 42 car, Chris Balenka. All right, you're a former track champion out here in the Pro Late Models. You know this 3/8 track better than anyone. How does it feel to get back on the podium?
It feels good to be on the podium. Doesn't matter what you're driving. It's hard to win in any of these divisions out here, so it's good. We've been working on the car a bunch, and we're finally competitive.
And you were a top qualifier when the track was wet. When it got dry, does it change at all for the all-ply roof and NX Legends class?
Yeah, it's 2 different tracks completely. I love the rain. It's a lot of driver feel, and you can really wheel it. So I was actually pretty disappointed when it was going to go dry. But if you get the car working good in the rain, it translates over a lot. So we worked on it today, and here we are.
And it paid off for you, a 2nd place finish. Who gets the 1 car out here?
My family, my wife, LB Motorsports, and just the fans that come out and have a good time.
Absolutely. 2nd place side, the 1 of Mike Holden. All right, nice job, Jaden. You know, the season started slow for you, but as the middle of the season's gone on, that thing's a rocket ship. What are you doing in that car?
Oh, we figured out some setup stuff, and yeah, that car is just a rocket ship now. So big thanks to me and my dad. The communication a couple of times, you know, we sat down for like 30-minute drives, and we just talk about what to do, where the car's feeling, and it's really nice to see that pay off.
Absolutely. I know what it's like coming from a racing family myself, talking with my dad. So when the weather is not great early on the day, but it gets great like this in the main, does that help your confidence more?
Oh, absolutely. I was not fast in the rain. Yeah, we were like a 7th place to 10th place car in the rain. It's my first time racing in the rain, so just a lot of learning curve to it. And thankfully it dried up, or else I wouldn't be standing up here right now.
Hey, fair enough. I know rain racing's hard to do. Who gets the 19 car out here?
Big thanks to my mom and dad, Orca Binwash, my grandma and grandpa, my sister. Braden Wager helps me with lines and stuff. He's been a huge help, especially my first year, and just everyone who's helped me out.
Your winner in the All-Pirate Roof Index Legends back-to-back, the 19 of Jaden Luce.
Well, how about Jaden Luce? A couple of wins now back-to-back. Saxon, a really strong run for the driver of the 19.
Great job, Jaden. Great race, guys.
Well, we are going to move on with our program. This next up, the PRCBD Hornets Dash for Cash. So this was a late addition to the schedule. There's no points on the line, and Hornets, who don't typically race for any money, are going to get a chance to line their pockets with some cash and a strong field to walk you through.
Yeah, up front, the 91 cars, Alicia Dixon out of Marysville, Three Brothers Garage. The 22, hey, Jalen Morgan making a step up out of Arlington, sponsored by Gold Hammer LLC. The 23C, that is Jeff Christensen in a new car out of Monroe. And A2, a rookie driver, Mason Hagan out of Sultan.
Jacob Levitt pilots the 14X out of Buckley in the Jacked Racing entry. And then the color specialist premium quality car paint service number 67 is Zach Dixon out of Marysville. Reppin Welding and Rail aboard the 46R of Calvin De La Verne. He's out of Snohomish. And then the Olympia Pizza number 30, Mr. Pat Folger out of Arlington.
Then the next row, the 07JR is Zach Bristol, the three-time champ out of Granite Falls, sponsored by Hibbs Automotive. 67X is Kylie Ann Strian out of Snohomish, Waltz Wood Company. 45, Jake Reppin taking over tonight for his daughter Trinity out of Monroe, Snow Palm Casino Hotel. And the 16, the Integrinator Paint Hop out of Snohomish, Cut Shop of Woodinville.
The rookie Frank Mirabelli in the Easter 99 out of Redmond will start next to the points leader, the number 43 of Damon Claiborne out of Snohomish in the Kia of Everett entry. Dempsey Graham's the 06 out of Duval pulling double duty in the Duraflap Custom Mud Flaps entry. Starting next to the Fast Cities Tire Pros, your Youth Hornet A main winner, Katrina Mahoney out of Arlington entering this one. Final two entries, Roland Splon in the 33R, the DC Window Tint Machine out of Marysville, and the I'd Hit That Motorsports 5J of Hawk Jenkins out of Maltby. So, again, no points on the line. So we're doing some fun things. No points on the line. We're going to pay them. That's fun, first off.
Oh, yeah.
At the halfway point of this race, we're going to throw a stage caution, because I know there's nothing NASCAR fans love more than stage cautions. We're going to throw a stage caution, but guess what? Ours is better than just giving them points. We're going to change the course they're running on.
Ooh, a little Russian roulette style.
We're going to completely change what they're driving on. So if you're not good on this one, don't worry. You'll get a chance to drive something else. Off turn 4, Zaxton Hop. We're going green.
And, if you win, just saying, you can line mine in Ben's pockets too. Just saying.
Ooh, okay. You want to add to the announcer fund. Usually we save that for offering drivers to try to collude with race control and not flag them and let them do dumb things. I do take those bets if you're interested. I won't actually follow through on my end of it, but I'll take your money. So Jacob Levitt's 3 wide, the 3 wide ever. Zach Bristol, the 07 Junior. This is a different car than the car he's won the titles in. This is the A-Mobile, because it's Canadian, and it's not as fast.
Well, it's a Stinger car, too. He's getting set up for Stinger 8 Nationals, which is next week.
Yep, so he's getting set for Stinger 8 Nationals with that machine.
And hey, I see Damon Claiborne's Stinger car, too.
Yeah, this is maybe a shakedown for that 43 with a chance with no points on the line. Keep your other car clean. Frank Mirabelli in the Eastermediary 99. That's his rookie entry. The Grassroots Drift champion who's taken to road course racing here at the Superspeedway of the West. Out here with a strong run, top 3 in points coming into the night, and definitely looking like he's running away with the Rookie of the Year. The Brandy Hood Promotions on board. Calvin De La Verne. Oh, hello, race car, and hello, Uke Tire. Caleb Hart, I am sorry you weren't here for it. I know how much he loves Uke Tire violence. That was a tough one for Calvin De La Verne, but he's going to get rolling.
I hope that didn't push the radiator in on that car. It seems to be all right, though.
No, he picks it back up. Only time will tell as Jeff Christensen battling with Alicia Dixon for the lead. Here comes Jacob Levitt down the inside. And, well, Claiborne, Mirabelli, and Reppin have already moved their way forward.
I'm not surprised with Claiborne, Mirabelli. Jake Reppin, Trinity's been running this car all season. Jake says, you know what? It's not a points race. I'm going to step in. I want to get some money. Dad needs money.
Yeah, the 2025 Crew Chief of the Year, Jake Reppin, as Dixon has a big push there. We go on board with the number 91 of Alicia Dixon, as Christensen will lead that lap, and Jacob Levitt is, a little contact there from Alicia Dixon, late on the brakes. Here's Damon Claiborne. He's already up to 4th, and Reppin, Mirabelli, and Dempsey Graham fighting out further back in the field.
And Jeff Christensen, that's an old Cullen Hubbard Hornet car that he bought just last week, and man, it's
Sure.
up front again.
Sure, I believe you. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's definitely a new build for them, and so good run right now, trying to pace the field. He's gonna come in up on our first lap car. That's Roland Splon, the 33 machine, and everyone trying to navigate him here, and he goes high and gonna
Nice
give
job,
every driver
Roland.
room. And down to the bottom goes Damon Claiborne on Jacob Levitt. Claiborne sails on through for second. Claiborne's going to try to go 2 for 1 down the inside of Christensen.
A 2 for 1 Buzz and Steakhouse special if I've ever seen one.
Yep.
That Kia Everett Acura, it's always on rails when it's up front.
And he clears new race leader Damon Claiborne. That was fast, only 5 laps. Jacob Levitt's going to get through for second. Here comes Frank Mirabelli down the inside, battling for third. So usually we've seen a handful of these fast cars struggle to make their way through the field or take a while longer. Not tonight. Quickly up through the field goes Claiborne and Mirabelli. And something to note, we are missing entries that we are normally seeing. Both Millers are not here present. We noticed that so we are missing them, but out of the Hornets Nest Racing camp, and also a handful of others. I know we're missing Joseph Villarreal not here tonight, Carly Gossler not here tonight. So definitely a smaller field, and that's probably also given the drivers more room to be able to quickly move their cars up, especially for the drivers who qualified quick. Again, qualifying how the Hornets work, they qualify just in group format or in Euro style, and then it's a complete full invert. You're the fast car, to the rear you go.
Yeah, I tagged all these drivers in on social media, and I know Bobby Houck wanted to do it, but he had a work commitment. So
and Randy Moffitt in the middle of a preseason, middle of a rebuild, kind of thing. So it happens, you know what I mean? Again, this was a late kind of addition. We were just throwing something on. We knew how the weather was going to be. We weren't sure exactly the night we were going to go, and so we threw some Hornet Dash for Cash action at you. So Dempsey Graham springing his way past Jacob Levitt right now for third, and quickly he's looking to go hunt for second. Well, fans, while we do, we'll take a quick break to thank our friends at Central Welding Supply. Central Welding Supply's family-owned service hasn't changed since 1975, and they're a proud sponsor of Evergreen Speedway for over 25 years. Central Welding Supply's outstanding customer service is they are an outstanding customer service and the industry leader in gases, welding, safety supplies, and for industry and for life. Central Welding Supply has 30 locations in Washington, Oregon, and Alaska. You can find the store closest to them at centralwelding.com.
Shout out to my good buddy Tim Van Hollaback. He works for Central Welding Supply.
Central Welding Supply has been sponsoring Evergreen Speedway as long as I've been alive.
Wow, Mason Hagan almost cost Claiborne some money there.
Rookie, welcome to the NFL. Damon Claiborne was not going to surrender for you, and maybe that's a little bit of a wake-up call. Hagan was inspired by his younger brother racing youth Hornets, decided to get a car of his own and come try it out, and that's what I love about Evergreen Speedway, and I love about kind of local grassroots NASCAR, is just the family aspect of it and how connected everyone is. This is truly a family operation. None of these drivers are out here, and none of them would be participating without husbands and wives and moms and dads and sons and daughters and everyone in between. And so it's just part of what makes this so special and this sport so special. So shout out to Mason Hagan for making that happen for me today.
Yeah, and I come from a generational hydroplane racing family. That's what I love to see. I love to see families come in, take to the sport, and learn it.
Yeah, and we can talk a lot about generational families here at Evergreen Speedway. We have a lot of them. Well, we're on board with Zach Dixon. We were looking at a little bit of a light popping up here on that tachometer for him. Unfortunately, it's not a large sign that just says fan, so it's not as cool, but it is giving him some indication on his race car.
That's actually a shift light, so when he needs to shift to second, third, or downshift, bam, you hit it so you don't blow your transmission up.
This really smart and probably very helpful for the driver of the number 67. A good run brewing for him right now, fighting inside the top 5. And it looks like Jake Reppin trying to move his way forward. He's hunting down Jacob Levitt, who currently sits 5th. And we are just about halfway home, Saxon. We have put 14 laps down. We are nearing the stage break. Damon Claiborne has dominated the traditional road course. But what course is he going to get when we come back? Is his car going to be as strong? We're not sure. There's the stage break. So we're going to take the caution here, and we're going to grid the field up, and we're going to change courses. I'm getting word, Sax, not from race control. We're going to the boot.
Ooh.
So this is going to be a complete change here for these drivers, and we'll see. Is Damon Claiborne as strong on the boot?
You know what? He is. He has a lot of wins on the boot course.
So, he might be okay with that. Frank Mirabelli is going to running second. This is going to be his chance to try to get to the 43, try to capture a win. We're going to find out how that all comes when we come back. Seattle 11, Hometrack Heroes will return. Well, we return from the break halfway through the PRCBD Hornet Dash for Cash feature event. We've run the road course. We're going to the boot.
Das Boot.
We're going to change the course for the drivers halfway through. This is some of the fun things we get to do for Hornets when we're not points racing, so write that down, maybe a little bit of fun. It's going to be 16 laps on the boot, so completely change how you're running. Your top 3 as they sit: Damon Claiborne, Frank Mirabelli, Dempsey Graham, Zach Dixon, and Jacob Levitt round out your top 5.
You know, shout out to Levitt. He had a top 5 qualifying, his best ever at qualifying. He's having a fantastic night already.
Yeah, the young driver, Youth Hornet graduate here at Super Speedway of the West, is a really good, strong run. We have a handful of Youth Hornet graduates and Youth Hornet contenders running this main event here tonight. So we're going to roll off 3 and 4 and catch green. Here we go, Saxon Hop. The course has been changed. What does Frank Mirabelli have, if anything, for Damon Claiborne? Well, nothing off the restart as Claiborne covers them off back to the lead.
Yeah, that rebuild of the Stingray car over the offseason shows that that 43 car is still on rails. He's running heck fast. Dino's not even in the car.
Yeah, that car is flying right now, and the car that's not flying is, well, all of them. They're all on the ground right now. So Mirabelli loses out to Dempsey Graham here for second. Mirabelli going to maybe try to fight to go back down the inside and come side by side with Graham. Yep, he's going to have the inside position. Oh, a bit of a lockup late there. Couldn't really get the car to rotate, but now we'll clear. Come back towards the weight transfer section. Let's go back on board with Zach Dixon. Zach, I like the driver glove. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, Caleb would be very proud of you. Nice shot, man. I like the green gauges, too.
Yeah, nice symmetry in his car. And so, well, right now, Damon Claiborne has opened up a large gap already. Good battle right now. Zach Dixon's trying to get around Levitt for 5th. Saw car parts flying there somewhere. And here's Pat Folger. Haven't said his name today, but a great run for the 30. He's going to clear Zach Dixon, get up to 5th in the Olympia Pizza number 30.
Yeah, I was going to see Pat and that Nissan running up front like that.
Well, here comes Peyton Hopp as well. Hasn't been around as much. The road course kind of a struggle for him, but maybe the boot going to do him better. Jake Reppin and the Bennett Design and Construction 07 Junior of Zach Bristol. That car is indeed on the track.
Yeah, it's still running. Hey, the 07 JR, that's an old, I think that's an old Austin Kramer car. Yes. Yeah,
that is old, yes. All right, Zach, that's enough teasing for now. You've won enough titles to not be entitled to some of it. So Hop fighting now with Zach Dixon. This is for 6th right now on the outside. Looking in on top 5 is Pat Folger's looking to get a bit, move his way up around Jacob Levitt if he can. Levitt just trying to hold on right now for a top 5 run, which would be just an incredible finish. The top 3 have all but checked out, however. So the course change has not done a lot for them. So, they've just got really nice new cars. And if you want to go get a nice new car, you should go see our friends at Speedway Chevrolet and RV Center in Monroe. They're your one-stop transportation and RV center. From new vehicles to pre-owned cars, trucks, or whatever you're looking for, Speedway Chevrolet can locate nearly any make or model. You are searching for Speedway Chevrolet, a proud sponsor of the Evergreen Speedway and the NASCAR Pro Late Models for over 25 years. Thank you again to our friends at Speedway Chevrolet. Could not do what we do without them. So it'll be 10 to go when we get to the line, and we're getting some smoke kicked up out of someone's race car, but wow, look at that sunset. A beautiful picturesque scene here at Evergreen Speedway.
You got the Integrator cam. Like you're talking about my brother, so not good on one track, but this track, so he has a 2.4 liter in there. It's big motor. It benefits on the boot, not so much the road course.
So Peyton Hobbs definitely loving the course change if he can, and a little bit of insider trading there. Saxon, you've crewed on that car for a long time, and you are related to the driver, so I will use that to my advantage. As Peyton Hobbs going to go around Pat Folger. This is the battle for 4th right now. Folger's going to come down and be 5th. Look to cross over Peyton Hobbs if he can. Good battle sparring here outside the top 3.
Yeah, great run from my brother and Pat. Hey, I got him a championship back in 21. That was awesome. That's all I wanted to do here at Evergreen Speedway was get a championship with him.
You guys did that indeed. So Peyton Hopp knows what it takes to win in this division, and been kind of splitting duties, running full-time a little bit here in Hornets, full-time a little bit there in Stingers, and showing us he'll get a chance. He'll be defending his Stinger 8 Nationals title. You'll see that next week on Hometrack Heroes. So Hopp is going to get around Folger and hold down 4th. Folger in 5th, going around some Youth Hornet lap traffic. Good experience for these cars. That's Jalen Morgan, Katrina Mahoney, and these 2 young drivers get a chance to learn, shifting up and down, turning left and right a little bit. We'll go on board with the 07 JR Junior of Zach Bristol, and yes, that is a race car. Okay, I'm sorry. I said I was done. Zach Bristol is now is kind of making himself up here behind Jacob Levitt. This, I believe, will be the battle for 7th as Levitt has dropped off. Not quite a good performance on the boot.
Yeah, that's it. Cars are better.
I got to cut you off. I'm sorry. Battle for 2nd is on thanks to lap traffic. Mirabelli using Spawn like a pick. Dempsey Graham trying to fight back on the outside, and this is that Cavalier, and I don't know what is Mirabelli rolling.
It's an Integra.
Okay, it is. They look very similar to me.
They do.
So, but side by side, and Mirabelli's going to clear, get back up into second around Dempsey Graham just before 5 to go.
Wow, Mirabelli. Damon's in a league of his own, and Frank just needs a little bit more speed. He needs a caution at this point.
Well, if you think about this as only Frank Mirabelli's seventh Hornets race. I'm doing the hand motion off screen. You can't see me. And he ran a couple of Enduros. He's come out with this car for autocross, just trying to learn and get more time in this car. And you think about it, he's only changing one thing every week, controlled variables. A strong second place run would be great. So, and again, I always like to shout it out, though. You're missing out without seeing Evergreen Speedway live. The smell, the sounds, the sights. I've had friends that have never seen motorsports before. They come out here and they told me that was a ton of fun. I'm so glad I came out. So shout out Ryan. So Mirabelli and Dempsey Graham, this is the best battle on track right now, the battle for second. Graham trying to get that American-made Cavalier back up into second in this foreign-dominated field as Damon Claiborne sees a gaggle of cars in front of him. That's not good news.
No, not what the Key of Everett machine wants to see. That's Hawk Jenkins, Jalen Morgan, Calvin Delverne. I think that's the car that's been smoking up the field. I hope he's not laying oil down.
Well, I'm not quite sure. Can't quite tell on the onboard. The Brand Hood Promotions onboard shot for us, and I think Damon Claiborne just wants to get out of there and as best he can. And he's got cars battling for position side by side. Look at the gap being closed up. Here comes Mirabelli. Here comes Dempsey Graham, and they're now in the same camera shot.
Oh, they got the Damon, but it's too little too late. Alicia Dixon almost got into Dempsey's front bumper.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be white flag next time at the line, and Claiborne just trying to run away now. A much tighter race starting to brew, one we didn't think we were going to be seeing at the finish, as De La Verne's just going to get out of the way of this if he can. No, he's going to come back down. No.
Motor's going.
Oh, yeah, they run best right before they go. White flag, 1 to go, and De La Verne is blowing up.
Get off the track, Calvin. There
you go, Calvin. So white flag is out, 1 to go. Damon Claiborne's going to stroll away after Calvin De La Verne went kaboom. Well, Damon Claiborne is going to pocket home some money. The wallet's going home fatter.
He's in the oil. He's in
the oil slick. Dempsey Graham's around. Oh, I started to speak too soon. He's going to hang on. Damon Claiborne's winning some cash, but it's not by much. Oh, my goodness. Commentators cursed him, and he barely got it there at the line. Oh, my goodness. Caution and checkered at the same time. Calvin De La Verne, like a Mario Kart move. Blue shell, Damon Claiborne. Well, oh, my goodness. He hangs on. He survives. Damon Claiborne's going home a little bit richer. Frank Mirabelli, a strong run's going to come home in second. Dempsey Graham hangs on even though he was almost sideways at the finish for third. Peyton Hopp, Zach Bristol, your top 5. Zach, your car's fast at the end of the day anyway. So, wow, all right. Course change, dash or cash. I love it. We should do it more often.
I agree.
So Damon Claiborne, Mirabelli, and Dempsey Graham going to pull it up for the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort Winners Circle.
Got a nice little fan hit us up here. Dempsey, wow, what a crazy final lap. Oil all over the track. How intense was that?
That was really slick. I seen Damon slowing, and then I seen him get sideways, and that doesn't really happen much. So I was like, something must be wrong. And then I locked up my brakes after the cross-finish line.
And you ran a double duty tonight. When you're running Pro Late Models and Hornets, does that tax on your body at all?
Little bit. It's tough running 2 classes and trying to get back-to-back. If they didn't move the Pro Lates up tonight, I would have been running 2 races back-to-back. I wasn't looking forward to that.
I'd say you had a nice little break. Who helps get the 06 Cavalier out here?
My mom and my dad, M&G Construction, His Hands Landscape and Construction, BB Hill Construction, Duraflat Mud Flaps. Quite a few more that I can't think about right now.
That's all right. It's been a long day for your brother. Nice job tonight. Third place, 06, Dempsey Graham. Man, this is coming a habit of you running that road course out there. Yeah. Man, that was slick, that final lap. We got oil all over the track. Everyone was sideways. Damon almost lost it.
Yeah.
Man, how intense was that?
Yeah, I saw him get really squirrely, and I'm like, we didn't finish yet. Was he messing around? And I'm just on the throttle, and then I get on the brakes to make the corner, and the car just fully locked up. I'm like, I'm going on the 5/8 and I'll come back around. There's no way I'm making that corner. Yeah, that last bit was pretty gnarly. Traffic did pretty good today. It was like people were aware of people on the inside and stuff, so it was, I had a pretty clean race. I got, I think, bumped because we squeezed someone. I think it was 3 cars, and so now I got a rubbing noise, but that's, that's the cleanest race I've been a part of since, this whole year. Although the one that went green all the way through, I think, was pretty clean too. So
I would say it rarely happens in PR Speedy Hornets. So we did something different tonight. We switched it up. It was like stage racing. How much fun was that?
It's fun until you're in second and then get put on the outside and you're like, I'm going to be third instantly here. So that's tough. I wish I could just be like, I'll take third instead, or I could have sandbagged or something like that. It made for good racing, but yeah, I just had a lot of understeer for whatever reason, and I could not catch him. And then I was like, the only option's through traffic, and traffic helped me out. So sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some with traffic. I've lost plenty of times this year because of traffic, so it's nice to get a win with traffic this time.
Hey, I have no doubt you're going to get a win at some point this season. Who helps get the 99 Acura out here?
Title sponsors, Icer Meadery. Gotta love Eric. Really supportive, always sharing stuff and all that stuff. And he's finally going to get his new facility open, which is awesome. And then me, I'm FSX Racing. And then, of course, my girlfriend and Amber, and all the help she gives, and just always coming out to every race, even when I tell her not to, and tell her to go hiking or something. And because she's a hiker, and she's always here every Saturday with me. So, but yeah, that's and I always shout out my tire sponsor for drifting, which is Accelera and Tire Streets. Sometimes I use Accelera, sometimes I don't, because just track conditions. Their tires don't work very well in certain track conditions, but I'm still always going to shout them out because they've been crazy supportive in my drifting program. So.
All right, nicely done once again tonight. Second place 99 car, Frank Mirabelli. So after a wild offseason, getting injured, not running the first 2 races, and not quite getting to the win where you need to be, does this help, especially running your Stinger car out here?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when Evergreen announced this, it was a perfect opportunity because that car's got all new stuff in it, unproven. We had no idea how it was going to do, so it was a really good kind of test and tune day for us today. Obviously, winning some money is always nice too, but the ultimate goal of today was just basically a free shakedown for next week at Nationals. So you'll see that 43 car will be out here running Stinger Nationals next weekend, and we'll hope to reclaim what we got in 2024.
I was going to say, you're a former Stinger 8 Nationals winner yourself. Peyton is the defending champion. So Hornets Nest going to go for 3 in a row now?
Oh, you bet. We love taking these big races from everybody else, so you can call us selfish, but that's what Hornet Nets like to do. So we like to win, and we're going to try to do it on the big stage next weekend.
Hey, I don't blame you. That should be every goal, just win races. Who helps get the awesome 43 car out here?
This one, I got to thank Bob Shoecar first and foremost. It's his running gear in the car. If you've noticed, I haven't been doing my stereotypical reverse donuts this year. That's because both cars are borrowed equipment, and I don't want to trash on borrowed equipment that's not mine. So unfortunately, you're going to get the gentlemen's podium celebrations this year, at least maybe until the end of the year. We'll see. But Bob Shoecar, I want to thank the whole Hornets Nest crew. Dan and Christian Miller, they helped me get all that stuff swapped in the car, get it prepared for this weekend, and get it ready for Nationals next week. And, I want to thank Brandy, because she does all of our GoPro video, my vinyl, and she's a trooper for being out here tonight. I know she's going through a hard time right now, so I just want to say this wins for her. And, thank you for coming out tonight. I know it wasn't very good weather today, but I appreciate everybody that came out.
All right, nicely done on a slippery last lap. The 43-year winner, Damon Claiborne.
Well, Damon Claiborne's going home richer. Saxon Hop, do you still have a pulse after that finish?
Yes, I do. Holy cow.
Oh, my goodness. That was a finish. Well, we got through this one. An incredible night, and a lot more to come from the Super Speedway of the West. The next time you can be out here at Evergreen Speedway, the Mark Galloway Shootout VIP experience still on sale, but only a number of limited tickets still available if you want to secure a chance to meet Kevin and Keelan Harvick, Pro Late Models, Mini Stocks, the Vintage Mods, and Legends. It's going to be a great weekend. 150 big laps on the 5/8 oval. You won't want to miss it. Again, the Mark Galloway Shootout. You can get your tickets online now. BCU Figure 8 Nationals, the next show up. Outlaws, Superstocks, Stingers, Hornets, and Focus Midgets. For everyone involved with Hometrack Heroes and the Seattle 11 camera crew, to the Hobbs behind Behind the screen, making everything happen, I'm Ben Iman. He's been Saxon Hop. We'll see you next week on Hometrack Heroes.
Thanks for watching Evergreen Speedway's Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Join us next week for more great racing from Evergreen Speedway.